The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
I don't even know if I could speak. Opening up a can of whoop ass. I don't even know if I can contain myself. You know, you have to freaking wonder. Was this like one of the best days in the Dark Jedi's life? Certainly. Probably the best day in the Dark Jedi's collecting life ever. I can't even express in words how I feel. I'm going to be looking at these pictures with all of you. But I did glance at some of them very, very briefly. And holy moly, are you kidding me? Out of left field, and the Hot Toys Wizard does it again. I've got wizard juice. It's Cantina Live. We're going to have Victoria from Victoria's Cantina at the 7 p.m. hour. We're going to have Rrr Mmmm from Positive Fandom also at the 7 p.m. hour. But listen, baby, right now, this first hour is the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and you talking about this moment, this day. Let's just dive into it, baby. Right now.
Side, please. Side, please. Thank you. Official business, sir. Ma'am, emergency. Please step aside, sir.
Hey, get lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir. Ma'am, please. Back off. All right. I need 8 double tall.
Let's do this the right way, because this is an epic day. Welcome to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show. Right here, baby, at 6 Scale Cantina. And are you kidding me? I woke up this morning and I thought I needed my eyes checked. I thought that my spirit transported into another body, into another universe, into a different dimension, into a different, I don't even know. Maybe I was the Flash. Maybe I was a different Dark Jedi. Maybe I was Superman. Maybe I don't know what I was. But let me tell you something, baby. I woke up this morning and I thought it was a joke. I thought somebody put up, I said, isn't April Fool's finished? And I couldn't believe my damn eyes. Are you absolutely kidding me? Bespin Luke is a DX figure. Howard Chan puts it out. You would think you would be getting Book of Boba Fett. You would think you would be getting The Mandalorian. You would think the way that they're selling, you would be getting Clone Wars. You would think with all the hype, you would be getting Obi-Wan. But no, you go ahead and you give me something so damn good. Something so damn good. Let's fill it up now.
Good, Anakin, good.
Good.
Who's at table 66 and who is feeling good? I will fill it up again.
Good, Anakin, good.
Good.
I am absolutely beside myself. And you have to wonder, what the heck are they going to give us on May 4th week? Because last time I checked, This is not May 4th. What is so special about April 13th, except for what they pulled today? Maybe Hot Toys has made a new official Star Wars holiday, April 13th, on this Wednesday. Wow, what exactly are we in store for May 4th week? Because make no mistake about it, this was purposeful. This was intended. This had meaning. It wasn't like Howard Chan woke up and was like, yeah, good day for Bespin, Luke. Let me make a phone call. Tell him to go ahead and release it. Oh, baby. There is meaning. There is intent. There is purpose. What the heck? Oh, my goodness. Look, baby, in case you don't know who I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I'll be serving up all the Luke DX Bespin talk, along with a full panel of me and all of you, at least for the first hour. We will have Ladies' Night later. We will have Rrr from Positive Fandom join us at the 7 p.m. hour. We will also have Victoria from Victoria's Cantina join us at the 7 p.m. hour. What a day for Star Wars. What a day for Hot Toys. And what meaning this is. What does this mean? Because you didn't come out with a Book of Boba Fett figure. You didn't come out with a Mandalorian figure. You didn't come out with another clone. You came out with a figure from a movie that was produced in 1981. Wow.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
And is it possible that what I have been telling you, that with how hot Star Wars is, and let me tell you something, it is hot across the world, and it's getting hotter in Asia. I told you all along that you were going to start getting releases like this. They don't got to concentrate on anything when it comes to Star Wars at this point, except venomized Groots, zombie Deadpools, white prototype Boba Fett's, all kinds of crazy stuff that you could imagine, but certainly figures and stuff like this Bespin Luke. Who is at table 44? Because here's a sign for you.
Right, I'll see you shortly. There's a meteorite that hit the ground near here. I want to check it out. It won't take long.
Oh man. We're going to dive into it. I hope you know what that is. That is 6scalecantina.com. If you do not have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you may want to consider doing so. It has all your 6-Scale Cantina up-to-the-minute news, so subscribe to the channel to get the latest information on this channel, and certainly subscribe to this website, because if you do, and if you are bookmarked on this, you would know right there, baby. Spilled right here. Spilled from this morning. Latest news on the channel. Of course, the big news late last week, you're now seeing a link to the Marvel market value chart coming in several months under construction. Of course, you've got the market value chart for all Star Wars Hot Toys, DC to follow, all Hot Toys to follow. Go ahead and bookmark 6scalecantina.com. It is the hottest website besides Hot Toys in the 6-Scale community for Hot Toys. It has over 20,000 now unique views. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness gracious. And then you can see right here in the breaking news section, look at what the heck is up on the screen right there. And they are on a roll, baby. They are absolutely on a roll. Remember when we had that Ahsoka And then we've got the KX Enforcer droid. And then we went ahead and got the Clone Wars Maul. And now, out of nowhere, we get this Bespin Luke. Come on. Who was at table 66?
Good, and he get good.
Good.
And you have to wonder with this announcement, is this what they called me?
They call him the Wizard.
Oh, I'm going to have fun today, baby. Let me go ahead and say hi to everybody who's here up in the chat. Welcome everybody who's in. I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and the Collector #1. Welcome, my friend. I was given hope that more figures will be unearthed from the from the Hot Toys graveyard, especially with Obi-Wan battle droids and hopefully the 212 clones. Look, that has been the story of this day. You can rest assured, as just like I've been telling you, that you are going to get an influx of announcements. Here's another one for 2023. Now you've got 5 different figures in total, a whopping 5. Here's one. And we're not even at the May 4th week. Those Padmes, that Baze, that 212, that Airborne Trooper, those 2 C-3POs, forget about it. Oh my God, the Collector. It's exactly what it means and exactly what I've been warning about. And 6 scale 501st right there with your brother, Collector #1. Come on, good for health. Good to see you, my friend. It's Popsic at table 5. Let's go, baby. I'm buying one of each version. This figure is a must. Table 5. Let's just fill it up. And I see your super chats in there. I'm going to get to them as I go down, saying hi. Cypher9, I spilled more than my coffee when I saw this figure last night. Listen, I hardly got none left. Baby. Where's the coffee? I've got none in this cup. We're going to be spilling the coffee. There it is, the 6 scale Cantina mug available right here at 6scalecantina.com. And I have got Deluxe Spotchka. And I have got the Wizard Juice. And I got the whole 9 yards. Welcome. TK592. Howard throwing pictures of boiling hot coffee on me right now. Ooh, yeah. Come on. Oh, let's keep going down. TK592 goes, longer this takes to come out, the more time to rack up points or save. Yeah, I'm right with you, but it's coming out. Good to have you in here. Friend of TK FOMO, TK592. What's coming on? Hold my balls. Yo, excited for this announcement. So am I. What table are you at? Good to have you in here. Hold my balls. We'll see. Table 20. Fresh pot of coffee coming and serving you right up, my friend. Table 20 for you. And it just so happens that this guy is sitting there right now. Let's go ahead and fill it up.
Where the fun begins.
I think Anakin bouncing all around today. Come on. Ralph flowering, spilling everything. Welcome in here. Sinister SMR. So how many spilled their coffee this morning? Right here, baby. Right here. I actually spilled it last night for a different reason. But I did spill it this morning. Come on. Cypher 9 goes, this will be my 6th Luke from Hot Toys. It'll be my best Luke from Hot Toys because holy moly. And I can't wait to look at the pictures with you. Table 66, he will join us or die. Come on. Good to have you in here. Stephen Harvey, are you ready to spill your hot chocolate? And I say yes, I cannot stand coffee. Yeah, let's get you some hot chocolate, baby. Let's get you some hot chocolate over there. And listen, did you wake up this morning? And let's see if I can find the right thing over here. Did you wake up this morning and did you spill your coffee like this, Stephen Harvey? Or your hot chocolate? The collector number 1, welcome in here. I don't think we have enough coffee today, but I think we ran out. Holy crap, dude. What a day. Zeno, come on. Evening all. We'll see. Good vibes. You're only going to get positivity here because I'm very positive on this release for a number of reasons, not only about how great it freaking looks. And believe me, I have the DX07 right there. And if you saw my video on Instagram, you saw me putting it right into you. And I love that figure, and I will always love that set. And that set is absolutely awesome. But this is so much a step above, I can't even begin to explain it. But let's look at the pictures as we continue to go on for sure. Come on. Papas, yes. Genuine true happiness came with this announcement. I know, I feel you, baby. Big dog pound. All I can say to you is this. Woo! Come on. Come on. Good to have you in here. Frank Burge, good to have you in here. Primetime reviews, coffee spilling time. It definitely is coffee spilling time, my friend. Come on. Let's continue to go down. It's Popsic says, let's get started. Boy, I must be right so behind on all of this. Top class panel tonight. It is going to be a top class panel. We got Victoria at the 7 o'clock hour. We've got Alum at the 7 o'clock hour. And right now you've got the Dark Jedi at this hour. Come on. Lane Kramer is in the house. What is going on, Lane? Lane, I am insane in the membrane this morning. Karen, what is up? Hello, brother, to you too. Let me go ahead and serve you up, baby. What table are you at? Are you sitting at 88 with Michigan Jedi? Do I need to fill up Grogu on this table? And this DX does not come with a Grogu. See you dream. Coffee maker just exploded. Forget about spillage. Oh, baby, I'm right with you. Frickin' Broderick Holmes. What a great day. And you see right off the bat over here, so many positive comments. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. And something from Hot Toys that is unexpected, especially at this time. What is so special about April 13th? I'm going to be diving into that this episode, especially at the top of the hour when Victoria from Victoria's Cantina jumps in. And but I think that there's a lot of things we could put together as to what this means, because I don't think that our coffee spilling moments, I don't think that the way we felt this morning, I don't think that this feeling we got right now about those excited about this release, I think we're going to continue to get these feelings. And is it possible in even a stronger way? And I say, yes, most certainly, baby. Most certainly. 6 scale 501st. Bespin Luke announcement, playing Lego Star Wars. I'm getting to your super chats. It's coming. Come on. Seeing everyone who's in here. Bobar, what is going on? MTZ, what is going on? Lane Kramer with the $2 drop. We're getting to the super chats now. So how many PMs did you get on Facebook, including from me? I've got so many on Facebook, so many on Instagram. I don't know which one is more, from great supporters like you, from content creators that are equally as excited as I am. I got blown up this morning. I didn't know what happened. I thought Cad Bane must have been released. I thought maybe we got Krrsantan, okay? I thought maybe we got the Cobb Vanth. I thought maybe, we got the Grief Karga or something like that. I had no damn idea that we were going to get what you're seeing up there at 6scalecantina.com as the breaking news here on April 13th. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Thank you so much for that. And from Kaiser Jose, the first and the next May the 4th announcements. And I say, yes, this is going to open the doors in a way What they're telling you here, Kaiser Jose, is that you ain't seen nothing yet. Dun, 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 baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Dun, dun, dun. Popsic, I lost my mind last night, baby. Is it possible I will be ordering 2 of these figures? And I say yes. Next round is on the house at table 5. You're not kidding me, baby. With a $5 drop, let's fill up Popsic. Let's fill up Grogu. Let's fill out everybody who's at table 5. We've already got so many in here. Smash the like button right now. Let Howard know what we think. Let's go. Oh, my goodness gracious. What a day, Popsic. What a day, Popsic. What a day for everybody at table 5. What a day, no matter what table you're sitting in here at 6 scale Cantina. This is so, so exciting for me because this is what I have been waiting for, was to get a message from Hot Toys like this that is basically demonstrating, hey, we didn't forget about those figures in the graveyard. We didn't forget about those figures we teased some time ago. And this is a clear message that not only are they obviously putting this out, but all those figures that you thought were in the graveyard, they're going to be coming out. And you can start singing the Thriller song. Do, 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 do. It's close to midnight and something's lurking. Whatever the heck. You know what I'm talking about? They're going to rise, baby. Because I've been telling you that Star Wars is the hottest thing on earth. And they don't even have a movie out. They're doing it with 3 shows. Okay? Well, 2 shows. 3 separate seasons. Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. Wait till the Obi-Wan series debuts. Wait till the Andor series comes out. Wait till the 2nd season of The Bad Batch comes out. Wait till the Mandalorian season 3. Wait till the Ahsoka series. Wait for the Lando series. Wait till we get a movie. A new trilogy. And you absolutely ain't seen nothing yet. As in a matter of fact, wait for it. Wait for it.
They call him the Wizard.
Or do they call it's Popsic the Wizard? Popsic, thank you so much for that support. Much, much appreciated. The Force is strong with this Bespin Luke news. The Force is strong with you. Who needs a refill on table 66? I kind of want to play it again. Come on. Frank says, might need some grilled Kowakians with all the drinks being served at this party tonight. It is a party. The Clone Collector is in the house. Welcome. The Hot Toys Jedi is Howard Chan. He is watching you, Aries, and I am watching him. And is the Hot Toys Wizard watching this episode? Is the Hot Toys Wizard going to interrupt this episode on this historic, epic day in Star Wars Hot Toys history? That darn wizard better, because he usually does what I don't want him to. DD1 says, what's so special? It's my birthday. Well, happy birthday to you, DD1. Welcome in here to the Cantina. Glad to have you in here for sure. Sean is in the house. Greetings to you as well, Sean Sculpt. Greetings, Aries. Looking forward to your show, sir. Sir, spilling coffee with this release today. 100% pre-order for me. Listen, the proof's going to be in the pudding. I guarantee you. Just like with that KX, if you thought that KX Enforcer droid got positive response, okay? Wait till a few days when we sort everything out best-selling wise, because there's maybe 1 or 2% of the whole community that like watches our channels, like even the biggest ones. Okay, it's a very small amount. Okay, and like 98% of them don't even go on here that buy Hot Toys. Wait till you see where that's going to be. Wait till you see where it's going to be. It is absolutely incredible, and it blows away the DX07. I have the DX07. Believe me, it's awesome. It'll always have a special place in my heart and always a special place in my collection. It's dear to me. This one's better in every damn freaking way. Yeah, Bobar. Does that what it mean? Maybe this is what they call you, dude.
They call him the Wizard.
Because, baby, you said it. 1-6 pizza goes language. Hey, watch the language. R2, remember from whatever the heck movie that was, Last Jedi. Oh my God. A Valiant Archer, good evening to you as well. Let's go, Aries. We're going over here, baby. I'm getting to everybody who's in here. Joe Dinopoli goes, I'm going with the collector's edition is the one I'm going with. Look, you can't go wrong with no matter what version you go with here, John. Good to have you in here. Riley's reviews. Riley is in the house. I knew Aries was going to spill his damn coffee this morning. That's exactly what I did, my friend. And this is exactly now where...
This is where the fun begins.
He said it. He said it. Thank you, Riley. Good to have Riley in here. TK592 with the $5 drop. This will be a day long remembered. It has seen the end of the OT figure drought and will soon see the end of the resellers. Oh, you just brought in me a new hope because you just quoted the scene with Darth Vader and Grand Moff Tarkin. Oh, my goodness. This had better look. Oh, my goodness. Like he was telling Vader this had better work. Like, what the heck is he going to do to Vader anyway? It was only going to be a matter of time before he met the fate of Admiral Ozzel, who said, "Oh, Vader, the ship is moving out of light speed, and we're preparing to..." You have failed me for the last time. Okay, I'm being like a kid here. I can't do this. I can't do this. We got to get to the matureness of this show. A massive figure, finally. It is a massive day. It is a massive day. It is a massive hour. Mary, cheers to you. Cheers to you. Let us toast everybody to this. Let us cheers to Howard Chan, to Hot Toys. Finally. An answer we have been waiting for. If they want to release, if they want to announce Frog Lady tonight, go for it, baby. Go for it. If they want to announce Paley tonight, go for it. Go for it, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I'm all for it. Table 66. Okay, so many at the table 66. Here we go.
Good, and he getting good.
Good.
It's so damn good. Oh my God. Sinister, I'm right with you. It absolutely exploded. It exploded in the secondary market. You just watched this Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back version. I was telling all of you about the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. It is like right near the $400 tier range, right here at 6scalecantina.com. And you have to wonder exactly where that figure set is going to go now, because this Luke is going to go absolutely fantastic with your Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. They already reissued that figure in the 40th anniversary packaging. It is going absolutely bonkers within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be insane. Chewie's Bandolier. Yeah, I'm. It's not even May 4th, and we get Bespin Luke. The floodgates are about to open. They sure are. We're going to get into it at the top of the hour. At the top of the hour. JC the Wizard. Absolutely. Community Arcade. Come on. This is just incredible. Primetime Review says, let's hit that like button. Come on. Thank you so much, Primetime Reviews. Smash that like button. Use your blasters. You know, go outside with your little monkey wrenches. Hit your telephone. You know, boing. Some of you know what I'm talking about there. Kaiser Jose says, thanks in here. Absolutely. Continuing to go on with the chat. Welcome everybody who's in here. Come on. Come on. I got to go through all of this. The Thor is in the house. What is going on? Raphael goes, Bespin Han. Bespin Han. Oh my God. Karen Kelly. Heck yes. Baby. Baby, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Again, welcome everybody to Cantina Live. I am your host, Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I'll be serving up all the Bespin DX Luke talk. And holy smokes, baby. I can't wait to go over these pictures with you all. Saying hi to everybody who's in here. If I miss putting up your chat, don't get mad. Just keep chatting in there. I'll get it up. I'm just an old guy working, setting the controls for the heart of the sun. Come on. Come on, baby. This is absolutely crazy. Putting up this super chat. Vengeful Canadian, thank you for the $5 drop. Skywalker has just landed. Lord, good to see he finds his way to my collection. Do you know how many people are excited that they don't have to spend $700-800 on a DX07? Not that that set isn't worth it, because it is. And not that that set is always going to be dear to me, because it always will be. And it's fantastic. I was just looking at it and jiving at it this morning. I'm still jiving about that set. This is just such an upgrade. I can't even explain, but we're going to get into the pictures here in a little bit. But Vengeful Canadian, I know. Thank you for the $5 drop. We're going to be getting into these for sure. Your support is very much appreciated. Mandalorian Huntress is in house. The Dark Jedi Aries is on. I'm telling you, Huntress, how do you feel? What table are you at? I don't know what table you're at, girl, but I'm going to play it in case you're at 66. Here you go.
Good. And he get good.
Good.
All bets are on now. People talk about the Emperor. They talk about the Revenge of the Sith Emperor. I don't know, baby. I'm right with you. Axor. I love this announcement too. Yeah, I know. I'm right with you, Karen Kelly. I'm right freaking with you. I'm right with you, DD1. Pulling this up on the screen. Karen, thank you so much for the $5 drop. Another super chat. Super sticker. Super sticker. Thank you so much for that, Karen. I mean, whoa. I'm going to start putting up the pictures, on the screen, on this side. I'm blowing it up so we can start getting into it here. As we go. It looks so freaking sweet. But Karen Kelly, thank you so much there, brother, for the $5 sticker. Is the Hot Toys Wizard going to make some type of announcement tonight? I have a strange feeling you may want to stay tuned in. I just got this feeling in my gut that this may not be the only thing you spill your coffee over. And I'm being all serious here. All serious. What kind of information does the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, have? I do got some information. I really, really do. Thank you so much, Karen. Link is in the house. Link, what is going on? Hey to you. Hey to you. What is going on for sure? We're going to get into everything in here. McLean's Man Cave says, thank God Bespin Luke is finally out of the graveyard. Up next has to be the Bespin Han. I'm right with you, McLean's Man Cave. I really think it is. I really think it's going to happen. Let's go ahead and play him.
Oh, yeah? Watch this.
Watch what? As we also get ready for the Bespin Escape Leia. Or is it going to be the Bosch Leia? What kind of announcement do I have later? What kind of information? Who knows? Let's continue to go down. Let's continue to go down. The Beskar Kid is in the house in this party. Frog, man. Frog lady, give me the green light. Because she is coming out. Oh. Yeah, they can give me Frog Lady now, baby. I'm ready. I'm ready for Frog Lady. I feel like it's Christmas morning. I know. I feel like it too. I was actually singing holiday music this morning. Great Floyd song. I know. I know, right? Come on, baby. Let's continue to go on. Diablo Fett is in the house. What is going on? What a freaking group in here today. Let's look at these pictures. How many of you want the Dark Jedi's really first reactions here? Let's get into it right now. Let me go ahead and blow up the screen. Let's keep it going. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for what's in here. We're going to get Victoria's Cantina a little bit at the top of the hour. Let's go start taking a look at this stuff here. And wow. Wow. That looks absolutely incredible. Absolutely unbelievable. So realistic. The face sculpt is money. The face sculpt is money. It certainly looks like you got interchangeable hair pieces. Look, I kept away from everybody's thoughts and comments except for all the coffee spilling messages I did get on Instagram. I did get on Facebook. I didn't want to be swayed one way or another. No, I did not look at any comments on the Hot Toys website here. I looked at a couple of pictures. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Look, jeez Louise. I mean, all right, hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me get this. Hold on. All right. All right, let's do this right. Let's do this right. Oh, look at that. And I love this. I love this, dudes. I love this dudettes. This is awesome. And I'm looking at it. It's not even the same animal. It's not even on the same planet. And I will always love this. I cherish this, actually. And I'm just looking at the what is it, the second picture here? I mean, that is just so freaking Luke Skywalker. Look, they've always had a hard time. I'm going to give it to you real with Mark Hamill head sculpts. This works so well. I mean, and I think this one is fantastic, honestly. But there's no way me having this DX07 set, and I can get the other one. I got the other figure there. But this is just my God. My God. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. What in the world am I looking at? What am I looking at here? I mean, that is like a shot out of the damn movie. That is like a shot out of the movie. Not even close. Not even close. At least right now, my first impressions with these pictures, absolutely, unequivocally, the best Luke Skywalker from Hot Toys to date. And listen, right now I feel like this is by far the best Star Wars Hot Toys release in history. Why? Because this is my favorite character. I really don't care if the Grand Moff Tarkin is better. He's not my favorite character. This is how I'm feeling. I'm giving it to you real. But I'm going to be real fracking honest with you. This picture here, this looks like the shit. This looks like the shit. And listen, I've got the thing right here. And this is the shit. But this is the more shit. This is absolutely stunning. Stunning. I mean, just look at that shot. It's like it's right from The Empire Strikes Back. There's no denying it. I mean, wow. And listen, who knows what and look, I stayed away from comments today. I really don't know. All I'm telling you is everyone's spilling their coffee in here. It is absolutely unbelievable. We're going to dive into all of it, but I'm telling you this shot right here. And this figure is awesome. Here it is again. Let me blow it up for you. Let me blow it up for you. Here it is again. This is awesome. It's incredible. It's fantastic. It means the world to me. It is fantastic. It is special. It is awesome. This has a special place in my heart. So does the other one. It is fantastic. This does not negate this. But let me tell you something, baby. It's not even a contest. Not even a oh my God, that shot. That shot is muddy. I feel like I'm going to be spitting all over my figure over here. I'm going absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Let me put this somewhere very, very safe at the moment. Okay, very safe right there. We'll pull it back up in a minute. Let's get to some of these comments that are in here. I think we got another super chat. We'll go ahead and get to it. Pablo Meza says, hi, Aries, great shows. Love your infectious enthusiasm. Look, I'm just being real here. This is honestly how I feel about this figure right now. I didn't even get into the rest of the pictures. It is absolutely crazy. Let's continue to go down on some of these things over here. Do you think that they'll still tweak the sculpt? They usually tweak everything. I don't think they got to tweak anything, at least on the shots I'm seeing so far. I really don't. I mean, all of these things with these hair pieces are all the same. It's always a pain in the ass to me. These things, they could always improve, but man, this is just nice, dude. Like I said, I got the DX07. It's a huge improvement. It's a huge. I just showed it to you. It's freaking humongous improvement. The collector goes a masterpiece sculpt of Luke. Yeah, I agree. The head sculpt is superior. There's just no doubt about it. I'm showing you the proof. There's no doubt about it. Chewie's Bandolier puts in there, this is the best Mark Hamill sculpt they have done so far. Good Lord. And I think that that's why I'm feeling right now for me, because this is my favorite character in all of Star Wars, that this is the most epic release Hot Toys has ever put out. Because, and I honestly, I don't think that the Snowspeeder pilot Luke head sculpt is going to beat this, but man, this is nice. I'm right with you, Chewie's Bandolier. Thank you so much for the $5 drop. I mean, this is the best Mark Hamill sculpt they have done so far. We'll see what happens with that, with the paint job they're going to do on that Snowspeeder pilot one. But damn, baby, damn. Axe source is way better sculpt than the DX07. Yeah, I'll grab it again. I got it right there. It's insane. It's insane, dude. Toast to you all. Come on, with 90 in here. Did you smash the like button yet? Let's smash the like button. Let's get the likes going. Go ahead in the chat. Tell the people in the chat to smash the like button. If you've never subscribed to 6 Scale Cantina, you know the kind of effort I put into all the content. You know the hours and hours that I put in at 6scalecantina.com to give you number information. Subscribe. Show your support, baby. Much, much appreciated. And I'll continue to serve up the coffee here, showing my support to you for sure. Come on. And thank you so much again for that, Chewie's Bandolier. Mr. McPickle says a surprise to come. Starkiller says, absolutely, Aries. Not just Hot Toys, but all companies have always had a hard time representing Mark Hamill's head sculpt. But this is the best face sculpt so far. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Look, and I'll grab it again right here. And I'll keep it close to me so we can see it. You're exactly right. Let me go to this shot here. And you can see right here, Starkiller. Here is the DX07. It's awesome. It really is. It's fantastic. It's great. Look at that. A little clearer. It's awesome. It's literally it is probably my favorite that I have. And will always have a special place. It's dear to me. It's so awesome. This is better. This is like not a little, but this is a way better, dude. I mean, just freaking look at that. What the hell am I looking at, baby? What am I looking at? I mean, are you kidding me? Come on. That is hot. Brandon Altman says, smash that like button and a coffee. Well, smash the like button. smash the like button. Keep your coffee pots in good order. Good order. Good order. But thank you so much there, Brandon. Much appreciated. Kayana 130, thank you. It says, will it come with a burnt or cut off hand or arm? I'm just looking at the pictures. I don't know. We're going to go to Sideshow, and it's a good question. I don't know. I'm just really diving into it. You know, right now, baby, I'm losing my freaking mind. Sound off of Tarkin is, yeah, Tarkin's awesome, dude. I mean, he's just awesome. Just awesome. Mr. McPickle says, 10,000% agree with Aries. Luke over Eddie's Star Wars character. I know. It's Luke and Vader, and Luke's number one. Vader's number two for me. It's like Howard Chad is decapitated a little Mark Hamill. I know. This is hot. This is hot, baby. All we need now is a Bespin Han. It's coming. It's coming. That base is enough for me to buy this again. Gonna look so good with that ESB Vader. I gotta look at the base, dude. I didn't even get there, Red 5. But thank you for bringing that up. And someone said in here, fake Luke. Yeah, no, I don't see that at all. I don't see that at all. I love that freaking Mandalorian Luke. I love it. Because that's like one of the best figures ever. This looks nothing like it. Nothing. I mean, this looks nothing like it. It looks like Bespin Luke. But I love that one too. Just as much as this one. But yeah, I mean, this just looks insane. This is way better than the Sideshow Luke. Oh yeah, definitely. No offense to that. That's awesome. Punisher XS. Okay, so here's the question. Some collectors are saying this figure is from the fake Luke. Do you agree with that, Aries? And I say no. Now, if it's actually the same clay sculpt, I honestly couldn't tell you because they could do so much with that. They could change the little things. They change paint applications. But this looks like, I was just saying it. I see zero, and I do mean zero. I'm giving it a God's honest truth. Zero resemblance to that deepfake Luke, which is still one of the best figures. You have to remember something. I mean, people say they see aliens, and they don't know, or UFOs. Things look very similar. The deepfake Luke, understand this really, really carefully, Punisher. So you understand people's comments if that's what they're saying. I haven't looked today. The deepfake Luke is Luke. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni did a lot of work to get it to look like Luke. So Mandalorian season 2 finale, when he came on, my wife knew that was Luke. My 3 daughters knew that was Luke. There was no like, what's that? It looked like Luke. It's kind of like when there's twins. It's hard to, you know what I mean? I mean, it's Luke. It's Luke. Luke's going to look like Luke, look like Luke, look like Luke, look like Luke. I mean, sometimes I feel like we're talking about semantics over here. Okay? That it's good stuff. But let me tell you something. I see zero. And I mean zero. And I mean zero. 0, 0, 0. And whether it's because of the paint, or whether it's because they put a little dash here and a little dash here and a little dash over there, and over there. Howard Chad had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. I have no idea. But I tell you right now, this looks like just incredible. But no, that looks like a deep realness. And honestly, when you compare it, baby, to this, I mean, it's just so much better. It's just, I'm like dying. I'm even getting into this over here. Oh, and look, I'm like losing myself with this. And you have to wonder, is the Hot Toys wizard here? And I say, it's from Positive Fandom. What's up, girl?
Hello, Aries. How are you tonight?
Do you really have to wonder? I'm losing my mind with this. I'm like, it's so good to have you in here. I told everybody that RRM is going to be joining us from Positive Fandom. And by the way, I'm so digging your damn show you have with Russ, the Sunday brunch you have every Sunday. I tune in all the time. You guys have great chemistry. It's a great talk show. I know I'm plugging you there and talking about this, but just so happy to have you on.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. And thank you for your kind words about the show. We always love having you on the Sunday brunch. And, you know, this is this figure has caused so much excitement in the community. It really has sent, it's almost like an earthquake, honestly. And I feel like when I look at some of these screenshots of Mark Hamill's face, it's like I'm watching Corvette Summer. You know, the fresh, young look on his face is just absolutely exhilarating. It's rejuvenating. It's one of the most nice looking hairstyles, and hairstyles count on these figures. The hairstyle makes such a big difference in the interpretation of where the figure is at certain points of their character development. You know, he's relatively sweaty maybe at this point, and he's maybe even tired, you know, trying to pull every bit of strength that he has to get through this incredibly tough moment, because it is tough for him right now. He's going through one of the most difficult moments of his life.
Yes.
When we're looking at this, and he looks all calm and everything, but honestly, he must be so conflicted, you know, and they cleverly gave us the helmet with his face in it. And he had just seen that maybe at another time. But I think that by seeing this and his conflict and just looking at how nicely it's done, I think it's just almost perfection. He looks incredibly young still in this with that haircut for me. And I just love it. I think that it's, you know, one of the things that we're looking forward to. This is just such an exciting time to be a collector of 1/6 scales, especially for Star Wars items, Aries. It's just incredible.
You bring up so many good points. And Eber says the sculpt is muddy, and that's what we're talking about. And listen, with 100 in here, go ahead and smash that like button. Let's let Howard know exactly how we feel about this epic left field release. But look, you're bringing in the truth, and you're talking about, you know, the hair, and you're talking about capturing a moment when he was young. He's not this age anymore, even in The Mandalorian. He's not this age. Even in, you know, Return of the Jedi, there is more time between there at then and there. And for them to be able to capture this now, holy smoke. I mean, I'm looking at this image here, and this is the first time I'm really dissecting the images. So with you and Victoria, we're going to be doing it together. I looked at a couple before, but look, baby, come on. I mean, he does capture him, because right here, look, I'll show this to you. And I'll put it up on this other screen here. You can see right here, I have this figure, the original. He's awesome, and he is awesome looking, and will always have a special place in my heart. Just look at that, Artem. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
But when you compare it, Artem, to what you and I are looking at here, it's not even close.
He's much more mature in the figure you just showed here. He still has maybe just a touch of innocence to him, that it's almost refreshing. It kind of reflects, honestly, how he might have even gone into the fight, right? Just, you know, with all the hope in the world, but truly, you know, not realizing what his challenge, what he was facing, although he was warned, you know, we're not criticizing him, but, you know, all the hope in the world, and then realizing, gee, how hard this really is. Gee, this is probably the toughest thing I've ever had to do in my life. And maybe just even the responsibility of everything is finally coming down on him, you know, at this point. And we've all had moments like these. That's why I just feel like, I really feel like it's just such a pivotal moment. And I think a lot of people can relate to this moment. And that's why that film was so popular. That's why people say that was the best film. As far as I'm concerned, I love them all, but I can understand why people were so emotionally moved by this. You know, this is truly a wonderful, thoughtful expression on his face. And as I said, the hair does make a difference for him, you know, in this particular shot. You know, we know what he's thinking. You know, we know what's going on behind those eyes. He's probably just in such disbelief of everything that's happening at this moment, you know, not at all how he planned. He thought he was going to be the victor. It's amazing. It's amazing to be able to look at that and have all those feelings and emotions come back. It all comes back to you, doesn't it?
It really, really does. And isn't that the key? And you're hitting it home. The moment comes back. So with this figure, with the attention that they put in with the paint apps, and I really have no idea what sculpt, what this, what that. All I can tell you is it looks like by far the best Luke that they've ever put out to date. And let's just be quite frank, Artem, if they haven't been able, although they captured better than everyone else, they've always had a little bit of difficulty, but they are bringing me back to this movie. And more specifically, like you're saying, with the hair, with the innocent look, with the age, bringing me back to this film. It is an absolute work of art. And Hot Toys is art to be able to have something look like this. So I really feel like you're bringing in such an amazing point right now about that. That's what it's making me do. Because my first impressions this morning was, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And I always just look at a few pictures. You know, I'm getting ready for work. Otherwise, if I dive into it too much, I'll get so distracted I'll have to call the day off, especially with something like this. So you're getting, as everyone else in here, my raw opinion. Like I told my wife about this at lunch today. She can't wait to see the pictures. I venture to guess she's going to have very similar to same opinion that you're having on this. It does the job. Man, it is nice. This shot here, this shot is money.
It is, and he's almost like I mean, I'm not really comparing him to a food, but he's almost like a ripe peach in this picture, you know, because of the potential that he has. And, you know, you can see that this is something very different, and it is a thing about youth. And, you know, by the time he's in The Mandalorian, he's almost, you know, he's gone to another level of the Force for me. You know, he's not even the same realm of understanding of things at this figure that we're seeing. He still has a lot to learn, so many more journeys to face. He already has that inner conflict. I mean, there's so many beautiful things about this. And so I think for me in The Mandalorian, he's going to look different. He's you know, he's almost like, he's not a Force ghost, but it's almost kind of like, you know how they say that Darth Vader would move so fast that he would look like he was floating, or when people would who are well versed in the Force, when they would fight, you know, you couldn't distinguish where anybody was. And I kind of think if we look at The Mandalorian in that season finale, when he's fighting those Death Troopers, they slowed it down for us. Because if we saw it real time, it would be a much faster, we would miss a lot of it, wouldn't we? Because he's so skilled, he's so trained. He has maybe at so much more great height of his power. And so, but here, this is not the same person. He's not there yet. And, you know, it's just really extraordinary, you know, and it really reflects a good reflection, a good representation of probably one of the greatest science fiction stories, fantasy stories ever made.
No, absolutely. And with 112 in here, please go ahead and smash that like button. The Dark Jedi appreciates your support. We have from Positive Fandom now joining us here on Cantina Live. We'll be having Victoria from Victoria's Cantina joining us as well. Seth Reckup with the $5 drop says, as soon as I saw it, I messaged you frantically. Yes, Lane Kramer was asking before, how many messages did I get? I got a freaking ton when it came to this. I can't believe you were right. Well, listen, I don't know if it was me, Seth. I don't know if it was me. Maybe it was you. I mean, is this what they call you? Is this what they call me? You know, you really have to wonder.
They call him the Wizard.
And I think what's to come, you know, and people were asking there are as I'm seeing some of the comments, do we think that this is the deep fake Luke from The Mandalorian head sculpt? Is it not? I don't see it at all. And maybe it's just the hair. Certainly I don't see. Well, I see a stern look in that one, a look of this one. I see a look of wonder, a look of. Here's the thing: no matter what clay mold they use, they could always readjust a little bit, put in different paint apps, different shadows. They could do so many things. For me, it's who cares.
Yeah, and so let's say hypothetically this is the same head sculpt. This goes to show us the potential that paint has, the potential that hairstyles have
Mm-hmm.
in, evoking a certain feeling in a figure.
Mm-hmm.
We knew when Tony Stark's hair was off. Like, we knew
Mm-hmm.
that. Everybody's like, that's not how he wears his hair. Like, people were adamant about certain things, about certain figures. And there's nothing that will ever change that, because we are looking forward to a perfect reproduction of what we know. So, this doesn't feel like, even if it is the same head sculpt, Aries, this does not feel like the same Luke in The Mandalorian, does it?
No, it doesn't at all. And finally, I teased our that the Hot Toys Wizard was going to be joining this episode. And is it possible in the form of Victoria from Victoria's Cantina? Victoria, welcome. I did get your message. I know you were running late, but Arlem just joined. Welcome to the party. How are you today?
Hey Aries, hey RM, how are we doing today? It's great to be here. Yes, I just got home from work, literally walked in the door, went straight to the computer. I'm like, I'm going on. So super stoked. I'm sure we have some really cool things to talk about, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll get to you in just a second. But Arlem, going back to your thought, I wanted to welcome you in here. Welcome Victoria from Victoria's Cantina. Arlem, it does bring up a good point. It doesn't look anything like what I'm expecting to see. Like when we got that release from for the deepfake Luke for the Mandalorian season 2, it came out exactly the way it looks from that show. And when I'm looking at this, it doesn't look anything like it.
Yeah, it definitely has a different feeling. And I think that this might actually be the point where he realizes Master Yoda may have been right. I mean, I can kind of, I'm making a joke about it, but we've all had moments like this where, he's already in the thick of it, isn't he? He's sweating and his hair is kind of messed up, and, he can't leave now. This isn't something he can easily walk away from. And, this is kind of a very, prophetic moment for him. He realizes that he made a decision. Who knows what would have happened if he hadn't appeared or shown up to rescue everybody. I'm not going to go into the speculation of it, but the point is that he's there now. He made this decision, and he doesn't have the same feeling in his countenance as he had when he arrived on the ship to pick up Grogu. I mean, this is completely different countenance. He's almost trying to figure out, how am I going to handle this? Like, that's the look that he may have on his face. Like, what am I going to do? How am I going to handle this? This is a big deal. And he probably is at a loss of what to do.
No, and that's a really good point. I think that's my meaning. Regardless of whether it is or not, I'm not an artist in that regard. It certainly has a completely different look than that. And Victoria, get your impressions on this. I was spilling my coffee. Is spilling her coffee over this. She was bringing up a point where the way that they captured the hair, the way that they captured his innocent look, and we haven't seen Luke at this age for a while. They did it. I mean, they did it. And let me just get your impressions. Like even with this shot right here, what say you?
Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. I think that's a really good analysis. This isn't thinking of the last Luke we got. I want to say for OT, it was the Return of the Jedi Deluxe. And that's a totally different Luke. Like at this stage in the original trilogy, Empire Strikes Back, he's kind of going from what he thought he knew to what he's quickly learning wasn't exactly the case. And there's a lot of emotion I feel like they packed into his likeness and into his personality in the sculpt. And I think it looks really detailed. I think the hair looks fantastic. And I'm excited. It turned out better than I thought it was going to be. I didn't really know what they were going to do, but this looks pretty excellent.
Yeah, and putting this up, and let's see if it'll fit on this screen, and we'll go back to this one. But Seth with the $5 drop says, Aries, say everything is coming, and it will. Well, I won't say it, but the Hot Toys Wizard will. You know me, only collect the Clone Wars and Bad Batch. Say Crosshair is coming. Wrecker. All right, Seth. Is it possible that Crosshair and Wrecker and Commander Wolf and Clone Commander Gree and Fives are absolutely imminent? And I say yes. But listen, I'm always saying that, Seth, because the Hot Toys Wizard already told me, so that's why. So I feel safe in saying it. Thank you so much, Seth. For that. No, I mean, yeah, girls, this is like, I'm like beside myself with this. I'm actually looking at the pictures for the first time. People are talking about the base. They're talking about different stuff, different aspects to this. Let's go. And both of you may have looked at a lot of these before me. This one I put up on the website, but this is the first time that I'll stare at it. Wow, that looks. Can you imagine this, Victoria, with the Empire Strikes Back 40th Darth Vader or the one before? I was talking about it earlier. What's gonna that Darth Vader is rising in the secondary market. It's it's right at the $400 tier range. A lot of people are going to want that now to go with this.
Yeah, this is the perfect companion piece for it. And, every once in a while we get that hot toy that is going to go perfectly with something else. I'm thinking of like Director Krennic with the Death Troopers. I'm thinking of things like Rey and Kylo from, any of these films in the sequel trilogy. And this is a perfect companion piece for that. If you have that Vader, this is going to go along with it perfectly. And I think just given the display base options that you have with both of those figures, you have the opportunity to create a little bit of a scene in your cabinet or on your shelf, and lots of potential for that. So I think if you have one, you kind of cannot not get the other one. You got to have both.
Yeah, this picture is really pretty epic. And going to another one here, there's that base. What do you think of that going with the Darth Vader, and could also go with that base with the 40th and even the one before, because that was a reissue. So a lot of people are going to be happy about that, and people that don't have that figure, they're certainly going to be vying for it. This is cool. This is so cool. Look at that.
Absolutely. And I kind of did want to ask both of you about his physique. Is he a little bit thinner, in this figure? I don't know. I'm not an expert on the other figures that they've issued of Luke, but he even looks like he might be just a little bit thinner even, perhaps, trying to show that he's still very youthful here. Is this particular figure a little bit thinner than the other Lukes? I was curious as to what your opinions were.
For me, he was pretty thin in all of the OT films. And I think that Luke Jedi Knight that came out for Hot Toys, which is a really nice figure, had a fat suit that made him look a little too heavy, although he wasn't fat at all. And then when they came out with the Endor version, I feel like that one's actually, he's even thinner than what he looks here. It kind of has like, with this Bespin outfit, Victoria, like an Indiana Jones. It kind of always gave me like an Indiana Jones type of feel, obviously minus that. But I think it's good. I think it's right. Like even when I look at this here, and I can pull this up on the screen, I have it, the DX07. And it looks pretty much proportionate the same way. And actually, when I look now, and even as I see my Endor Return of the Jedi Luke is very, very thin, and I think actually thinner than this when I'm looking at it. But yeah, what do you think, Victoria?
Yeah, he looks good to me. You're right. The fat suit really made that Luke not look too great. The first Return of the Jedi one, and then when they revised it and did the deluxe one a couple years later, that one looked so much better, more streamlined, looked more appropriate to the film. And yeah, you're right. He was thin in the original trilogy. You look at him when he's fighting Vader on the Death Star. He's super thin. He's wearing that very form-fitting outfit, not too dissimilar from this. And yeah, I really like the militaristic look of the Bespin outfit. And yeah, it looks great. Looks great.
Yeah, I can't wait to just continue to go through these figures. It's absolutely crazy. And our going back to you have to wonder with this figure. Well, I didn't know this, but apparently, I guess I'm hosting Cantina Con. That was an interruption from the Hot Toys Wizard. So as long as the Hot Toys Wizard goes ahead and actually hosts and helps me out with Cantina Con for May 4th week, I'll go ahead and absolutely do it for sure. That's pretty darn exciting. Cantina Con, apparently, a notification from the Hot Toys Wizard happening May 4th week, starting Sunday, May 1st. Wow. And if this Bespin Luke is any indication, ladies, that's going to be a hot week for Star Wars for sure. You know, let me go to you with this here. As we continue to go through some of these pictures. If we got this April 13th, which we got today, what does this mean for May 4th? What kind of message is this from Howard Chan and Hot Toys? Because what is so special about April 13th, except for the fact that it's today and all of a sudden it's a historic day for Star Wars Hot Toys? But we're not even close or that close to the May 4th week. Wow. I think that this is very interesting to come out with this at that time. Let me stop there and get your thoughts.
Yeah, it could be an indication that there are more figures coming. I thought perhaps they would wait till Star Wars Celebration, and I know that's later in May, just a few weeks after May 4th. But I have a feeling that May prove to be the month where we see more figures than we've ever seen before. We certainly have seen figures that we haven't seen in a while over the last 6 months or so. I never thought I'd get a Lando figure. I never thought I'd get that, but I did. Perhaps it's an indication that more is to come. And I hope that that is the case with some special editions coming forward. So I think that's what it might be an indication of.
Yeah, Victoria, let's go to you with that as we're going through some of these pictures. Boy, these pictures are sick. This is real interesting coming out today. And I actually thought as well that this would be a great if they had this, in their queue, that this would be a perfect little May 4th week surprise. But surprise, holy smokes, we get it April 13th.
Yeah, no, this is really unexpected. I know we were chatting earlier today. I mentioned I saw this last night listed on Sideshow's site, but there were no pictures. There was nothing. It was just, this is up for pre-order, but there's nothing there. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I've never seen this before where you can pre-order something without pictures on their site. And so, this morning I jump over to Facebook, and of course everything's there. All the images are there, Instagram. And I didn't expect this to drop today. Just the fact that there were no blogger photos before it went up for pre-order or anything was really made this a surprise. And I think Arm's onto something in terms of this could mean that there are some surprises on the horizon that maybe aren't even solicited or haven't even been shown or hinted at. And for me, those are the really exciting releases. May the 4th, Star Wars Celebration. What are their plans for announcing or revealing for the first time ever new releases? And this is totally unexpected, but I think it is very promising. And if I may, Aries, I just grabbed really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
To show how nice and skinny this guy is right here.
Let me go ahead and blow it up.
Yeah. Just not while he's on the Death Star. Let's wait till he gets off. Yeah, so he's pretty thin. It's kind of hard to see with the light.
Yeah, and that's the Endor one. Yes.
Yeah, the second release.
Yeah, but I have the same one. Yeah, no, absolutely. Ladies, what I really feel here's my impression. Like I've this is the first time I'm seeing this picture, and all I could tell you is, whoa. And again, talking about this, if this is the deep fake Luke, I don't care what Luke this is. This could be R2. They could tell me it's the R2 sculpt. It looks like Luke from The Empire Strikes Back on him. And that looks just like that shot right there. it's like that part in Empire Strikes Back. It reminds me of. Let me go ahead and play this because it actually reminds me of this part right here when he's on guard.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
You know, and then he's gonna ignite the lightsaber. And holy smokes, I mean, it looks so good. And look, Victoria was just speaking about how, you know, what else could they have in store? That's kind of what I am feeling here. If you don't even save this for May 4th, because certainly Howard knows he's got to deliver for the May 4th week. He's going to deliver something. To put this out now, is it possible that he's kind of saying, hey, listen, I know you all wanted this. By the way, here you go. But you know it's only April 13th. Just you wait. Just you wait now for what I got in store for you. I just feel like something's going to come. Is one of it maybe, you know, one of the figures that he's teased? Because certainly I feel like a lot of those graveyard pictures, we're going to talk about that as we go through these pictures, because I think you're going to see them. But what about figures that were supposed to come out, like Bespin Han? Because as good as this would have been, Arlom, for May 4th, Bespin Han would be even better because they already teased this.
Yeah, I think if they released or announced that there would be a Han, it would break the internet. But I think it would be groundbreaking, and you know, people would just be so surprised to see something, and we would expect nothing but perfection in a figure like that. So you know, it would have to be one of the best figures they've ever created, and I certainly would love to see something like that. You know, I'm not quite sure if we're going to be that lucky. We've spoken about getting, you know, another Han figure for a while now. But I think that would probably just cause, you know, just all the websites to explode if that happened. and we saw that. It would just be incredible, I think. And, you know, it would make sense to have it released with, you know, or around the same time as this figure. For me, it would make sense.
Well, if they go ahead, let's just say that they went ahead and did Bespin Han the May 4th week. How much attention would that grab over all the other companies in the 6-scale arena putting other figures out that week? I mean, I just think that they steal the show anyway because they're Hot Toys. But I mean, I don't think anyone would be talking about anything else.
Yeah, I know. I'll just be so amazed to see what they decide to go forward with. You know, what would be included. It will be an expensive figure, but it, you know, if it looks incredible, I think it would be worth it. So I certainly think that it would grab a lot of attention, and, you know, I guess if they, it would probably be up for pre-order, I'm guessing. But imagine if it wasn't just pre-order. Imagine if it was available now. I mean, I think that I would just freak out.
I would freak out. How's that song go? Oh, freak out. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, Victoria, going to you. I think Bespin Han would not only break the internet May 4th week, it would steal all the attention. And I feel like that maybe something like that before we dive into more pictures. But your thoughts on that, and then your thoughts on this picture too, because I'm kind of losing my mind with how good this looks.
You know, I've got to think that it's coming. Like, why else would they have teased him when Bespin Leia came out? Why would they have shown little parts of his body in there if he was not going to come out at some point? I feel like it's imminent. I just, you know, there must be something behind the scenes, kind of like what we saw with Ahsoka recently, where, you know, they're trying to get it right. And, you know, there's so much work that goes into producing these. You know, we see the end result, but we don't see the process leading up to it. And with Bespin Han, you know, you're talking about a main character just like Luke here. And they haven't really done a whole lot of Han Solos. I mean, we've gotten more Leias and Lukes than we have Han. And of course, there's a lot of behind the scenes logistics in terms of licensing and all that. Lucasfilm approvals. So I have to think that it's coming. And I mean, I totally agree. If it got announced on May 4th, it would break the internet. Yeah, it totally would. It would be, it's a very, people are waiting on that one. And for it to finally just come out, just like Luke did here, if it was just here it is. You can pre-order them now. Have at it. Yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome if that pans out. I'm hoping that it's sooner rather than later. But yeah, totally. If it were May 4th, that would be pretty wild.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Welcome everybody who's in here. We have got 100 in the house watching Cantina live with your Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington. I'm serving up all the DX Bespin Luke talk, along with Arm from Positive Fandom and Victoria from Victoria's Cantina. Absolutely great to see this. 808 Michigan Jedi says, love to see ladies in the 1/6 world. Absolutely. This hobby is for any and every individual. Well, thank you so much, 808 Michigan Jedi. And make sure you subscribe to Victoria from Victoria's Cantina and also from Positive Fandom. I've got the link to both of their channels within the video description below, and also at 6scalecantina.com. I want to go to you with this. Okay, you're talking about how they capture moments, and I've been talking about that for since last year. They seem to be releasing moments, and you would think, a Bespin Luke, it's just okay, it's from the Bespin. But again, when you take a look at the paint job or the way that they put this figure together, this is kind of like, remember that scene in Empire Strikes Back where Leia, she's getting taken away, and they got you. She's like, Luke. You know what I'm talking about? And then the elevator closes, and R2 gets left behind, or whatever the heck it was. He looks very innocent here. He looks nothing like the purposeful, don't F with me, don't even come near me, Mandalorian. I'm taking Grogu. I'm killing Dark Troopers. He doesn't look like he's killing Dark Troopers in this picture. He's looking like, oh, where's Vader?
I agree with what you said. And he's also looking like, okay, remember your training. Remember what, you learned. Whatever it is specifically, let's say, that is going through his mind is certainly, Yoda's voice, or maybe not even Yoda, maybe Obi-Wan, anyone who he's looked to as a mentor at this moment is what's going through his mind. And I think I'm not going to say terrified, but he is scared. I think he is a little scared here. I'm not going to say he's completely terrified. He's incredibly brave to even do this. It's a very bold moment to kind of take on someone that is so much more powerful than yourself. Kind of like a David and Goliath moment, but he is not David yet. I don't think he could fit the bill for that, but he perhaps looks at himself as that. I don't think it existed in his world, but let's just say he figures that he's on the side of good, and therefore that will help sort of carry him into the next step to possibly defeat Vader and get his friends to safety. This is at least the rationale I think he's thinking. But the other thing that he hadn't thought about was how complicated things are. He walked into a trap, and
exactly.
Even though he was warned about the trap and everything, this happens to people, you end up in circumstances like this, and he's committed to doing this. But I think, there is that sense of, he is a little scared here, and, he just has such incredible bravery for someone so young. I just love it. And you can feel all that by looking at the scene that you have up on the screen.
Mm-mm. And I'm sipping some Deluxe Spotchka here at 6 Scale Cantina. Let me know, what table are you at, as we are absolutely digging and grooving to this Bespin Luke bombshell left field announcement from Hot Toys and Howard Chan. Are you kidding me? And thank you so much. The collector number 1 says we were 12 likes away from 100. Let's smash it right now. Let's get to the 100. Let's get to 200 likes. Let's go. Come on. And of course, Victoria saying that as well in here. Let's smash that like button. Good to have Ray from Hawk Wars Toys in the house. Ray, who's going to be one of the sponsors for the upcoming Cantina Con, May 4th week, which starts on May 1st. So you don't want to miss that. And we'll be giving away a bunch of stuff, including a brand new hot toy. More information to come. But, man, I mean, Victoria, Ardom's talking about capturing what we're talking about, scenes in Empire Strike Back. These photos, this hot toy is making us discuss, purposes of why they did the cinematography the way that they did, the way that they wrote the script, and back in the Empire Strikes Back in 1981. I would say under this view, this figure is really bringing us back to the way Luke's mentality was, to the way his disposition was during this time. And I think under that view, I think that that's what I've been digging about this figure, even from my first impressions this morning, is I just feel like that they're hitting it with this. Like, even when you look at this shot over here, it's a very innocent, I'm learning, I'm finding my way out, not one like, okay, I'm going to get you, Dark Trooper, you're dead. It's awesome.
It is awesome. I think even with, in day-to-day life, when we're learning new skills and discovering things about ourselves and our abilities, we get a little bit confident. We're like, oh, I'm pretty good at this. I have an affinity for this. I'm doing well. But then you get to a point where like, oh, that's not what I thought was going to happen. Maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. And that's where Luke is in this moment. And they totally sculpted into the figure here. I mean, it's very clear. You do have that innocence, but there's also a little bit of mystery to him. Like he's definitely got multiple things going on in his head. And I that's when I appreciate Hot Toys the most, is when they're able to capture that. A lot of the time earlier on, especially, it was the dead stare where they're just kind of looking straight ahead. But now we're seeing things sculpted with a little more personality and a little more complexity. And I think just thinking about what Luke in this moment could be thinking about, you definitely see that in his expression. And yeah, no, this looks good. And we were talking a little while ago about companion pieces at Darth Vader. If you have the Yoda and you get the Deluxe, you can get that base. He's a companion piece for Yoda. Throw R2 in there. So, capturing moments for sure. You can have him with Vader, with Yoda, R2. And I think that's another cool thing when a Hot Toys figure can be used in multiple scenarios. And, this one definitely fits the bill. It's going to be a piece that you don't want to miss out on, because even if you don't have some of the other pieces, they could get re-released. There could be other figures that come out later that this will fit with. So this is definitely one of those landmark pieces that you definitely want to make sure that you add to your collection.
No, for sure. And the other thing, too, just to tack on what both of you are suggesting here, and I'm total in agreement. In using the Mandalorian, for instance, you don't go in to go rescue a child, in dire straits, held up by bad guys, unsure of yourself, unsure if you can go ahead, because you'll possibly hurt that child or hurt those people that are captured. When Luke went into the Mandalorian season 2 finale, he wasn't thinking about anything. He didn't have a conflict between wondering if Yoda and Obi-Wan was right, or his friends are in danger, or what is he going to do with his father? He's going to turn his father. He didn't have all these conflicts. He was like, I'm going in there, I'm going to get Grogu out, and there's nothing that's going to stop me. He had that look, and he has that disposition, which is why I cannot wait to get that figure. And you ladies are hitting this right here, because I feel like with this figure, and it's been my impression all along, it's absolutely just hitting what all the feelings I had about Luke in The Empire Strikes Back, because I kept putting myself, Artem, in his position watching that movie. That's a good movie. You could put yourself in. What would you do if Yoda was telling you that? What would you do if Obi-Wan was telling you that? What would you do? Because I've thought about a lot. My friends are in danger, but yet the higher purpose. And yet he's my, well, I didn't know he was my father then, but, then you have, that conflict later on. Wow. It's a lot of stuff. And I didn't think he had any conflicts, honestly, at least in that Mandalorian season 2 finale.
Yeah, and fairly recently, perhaps not just Star Wars figures, but we've been seeing a lot of figures that have been released of men sort of like more mature. And, in fact, I think this might be in the history of figures. I haven't seen so many mature men and their likenesses being produced at the rate that they're producing them. And it is wonderful to see that. I think that they certainly are capturing the experience and the physiques of men in such a beautiful way, you know, and they have to be commended for doing such a great job in making the figures believable. And you know, they really have kind of captured his youth in this as well. Even though it is a very stressful situation for him, he still looks like a kid to me. As far as I'm concerned, he looks so young, and I love it. And it feels more realistic to me seeing that part of him here. You know, because he is so incredibly young, and it just is remarkable what they were able to do.
Yeah, and Victoria, are you? I'm totally in agreement. And look at this picture here, ladies. Wow, I mean, it looks just like Bespin Luke. Are you getting this, Victoria?
Oh, of course.
Oh, I had to ask.
No
I didn't
question.
want to assume. I'm getting it as well. No question. Features separate rolling eyeballs and interchangeable hair sculpture pieces. Victoria, I guess that's we expect that with DXs, right? So I'm not surprised, you know, that it has the rolling eyes like my DX07 had.
Yeah. I was trying to look at the differences between the two, and is it just the DX that has the rolling eyes, or is it a standard feature on both of them?
Yeah, they're both. I believe that they're both DXs. One's a deluxe and one's not deluxe. We'll get into, and I could pull up the other photos from Sideshow, but I think they both come with the rolling eyes.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, no, I don't remember if it was last time we were we had Fabi on and we were talking Aries, but we're talking about DX versus regular, and you know, obviously a very personal decision, you know, when you're spending this amount of money on a collectible. But you know, DXs always hold their value. I mean, Hot Toys across the board generally do, but DXs especially, if that's a concern. But you also have to look at what you're getting for the extra cost of the DX. In this case, you know, we have the extra Vader head with Luke's, you know, face in it, and the extra base. I mentioned earlier you could set it up with Yoda if you have that extra base. It'd be a good companion piece for that. I feel like on this one, the price does jump quite a bit compared to some of the other DXs we've had in the past, just considering it's, you know, it looks like it's just those two things that you're getting different. So, you know, all of these things weigh into your decision, you know, which should I get, regular or the DX? I don't think there's really a right or a wrong answer. It just depends on, you know, how you want to do your display and, you know, why you're collecting it. But, you know, it's nice that we do have these options. If you do want a little bit more, you know, you can pay a bit more and you can get some extra stuff. And, you know, that's always cool to have. I like options.
Yeah, I'm going to actually, I went to Sideshow here. I want to look at the deluxe DX version and see what it came with. Arlom, we'll go to you here. $345 for a DX. Let's see what it comes with, though. And there's other pictures to look at as well. But wow, it looks like we get, I'll try and blow it up over here. With the deluxe version, you get this Luke Skywalker in Darth Vader helmet. I think that's pretty darn epic. You know, that alone, back from the original DX release, made it at least a $50 difference to the D. It was a huge amount, a huge difference just to be able to get that from the original DX07 from the original release. And you see that discrepancy as well, that difference from how it sells in the secondary market. You'll also get this Dagobah themed figure base in addition to the other base, which is really cool because a lot of times they tend to, if they give you one of these bases, give you one or the other. I dig the fact that we're getting both with this. You're getting two separate rolling eyeballs. You're getting two separate rolling eyeballs and interchangeable. So you're getting two hair sculptures. You're getting an extra Darth Vader with Luke in it. You're getting an extra base, lighted up lightsaber, and it's a DX. It's pretty good. What do you think of this price, $345?
I think that it is pricey, but they are giving you things that, I mean, who doesn't want the Vader skull with with Luke in it. Who does not want that? Everybody wants that. And I even thought to myself, yeah, maybe I could buy another Fison body and put the Vader skull on it, and then have this Luke, you know, hit him with a lightsaber and see it roll, and then, you know, his face turns up. Like, I'm even in my own mind playing out a scenario that I would kind of put it through and, you know, kind of make that come true for me. I personally am not, you know, I'm very particular about my base, the bases for some of these figures. And it's hard to impress me with some of the bases. They are nice bases, but those bases are not going to make me decide to purchase or not purchase something, because I'll probably put it on a different base, either in a display or on some kind of diorama. So I think the bases are kind of small. I always feel like they're just a little too small, some of them, but that's okay. You know, they're offering you something, and it's, you know, perhaps the Dagobah one is a little unique. The other one with the two, I guess they're like charging units or batteries that he gets hit with, that's also kind of unique.
And just 285, and just 285 for this one here.
Right. That's also kind of unique if you want that. But if that 285 one doesn't include the Vader skull, Vader helmet with the Luke skull, I'm sorry, but I'll have to pass on the 285 one. I have to have that Vader skull. I think that it's an extra special touch to this figure. And, you know, you can have so much fun with this. You know, but in regards to the bases, I'm not that thrilled with the bases, but it doesn't mean that they aren't cool. I'm sure someone will get these and enjoy them and have so much fun with this. You know, I think it's worth it. You know, where else are you going to get that Vader skull? You know, the Vader helmet with the Luke skull. Where are you going to get that? You're not. So for me, that is something that I feel, you know, kind of makes it worth the purchase. So, and I'm probably going to buy more Fison bodies, which I've been known to do, and put, you know, the heads on, you know, Luke's head on another Fison, and just play it out. Just have fun with it, because, you know, he's going to have to go into that tunnel if I buy it. He's just going to have to go into the tunnel in Dagobah and deal with everything. And, you know, just, I'm going to have to do that. So a lot of fun will be had with this Aries and Victoria, because, you know, I'm going to be doing that when I get this figure with the Vader's helmet and the Luke skull inside.
No, I have to just hope I don't spill my spatchka and coffee all over the damn thing when I get it. Listen, and here's something for people to remember in the chat. When you compare the exclusive version from the DX07, that really the only difference was the head sculpt. It was an over $50 difference for that as well. So really, from my perspective, this price tag of, you know, $345 versus the $280, I got no problem with it. If you don't want the Vader head sculpt and you don't want that extra base, I think that this is a super cool you know, deal for $285. You get a DX figure, you get rolling eyes function, you get a base that's, thank God, not a sand base or not one of those generic bases. I really want to hand it to Hot Toys here for giving us a unique base, this rounded base here over there. You're getting the two hair pieces, the rolling eyes for $285, especially with the way inflation is right now, Victoria. I think that this is actually better than I thought it would be. And then if you want the Vader head sculpt and the extra base, it's certainly a head sculpt. The head sculpt we already know costs about $35. So, you know, you're going to add $35 to that, and then another, you know, what, you know, $25-$30 for a base with another apparatus with it. I think it's fine.
Right. And, you know, like you mentioned, it's really nice you get both bases, because, you know, I'm thinking of like the Mandalorian Ahsoka that's coming. The DX has, you know, that Dagobah repaint base. And, you know, it's not a great base. It's great for Yoda. It's not really great for like a figure bigger than Yoda. And that was one instance where I didn't go with the DX, because, yeah, he came with Grogu, or she's coming with Grogu. She's coming with the light, but it has a Dagobah base, right? And yeah, so I really like what they did with the other base that she's going to come with if you just get the regular. So that was one case where I did go with the regular just because of the base. But RM is right, because some of the bases are too small. But then you have others that are too big. I'm thinking of things like the Darth Mauls, and they have these really big, like plate-sized bases that are just really hard to use. If you put them in a DTOF, they take up the whole section basically. And at least with this, you know, the sizes are maybe negligibly different, but at least you do have those display options. And, you know, I usually use the bases on most of mine if they fit, unless they're like IG-11 and they're too tall and they can't use it. But yeah, I'd like having the options for sure. And the head sculpt is great. I think I saw the prop that was used. I think it was Celebration 4. I saw the prop and it still had like the face in there, like made out of like wax or something. It looked terrible, but of course when they did the movie they replaced it somehow. So yeah, no, this is cool. Good options. And yeah, you got to have that Vader mask, I feel like.
Yeah, and with 100 in here, please go ahead and smash that like button. You are watching Cantina Live, baby. I have got Victoria from Victoria's Cantina. I have got Arnum from Positive Fandom. They got really good stuff. Subscribe to them. Subscribe to me while you're at it. Look, I mean, I'm just going to be real with everybody in here. You're getting my first impressions. This is the God's honest truth. The first time I'm looking at these prices and giving you my impression. So $345. You're talking an extra $60, $30 for an extra display base, and $30 for a Vader, a freaking Luke Vader head sculpt. Even if it can't attach it, I could care less because it's not supposed to be attached anyway. Look, man, that's pretty darn good. And then you have to wonder, for everybody that's like, well, I don't want to spend $345 like the Queen Studio Joker. Well, then don't spend it. Spend $285 like Bo-Katan. And unlike Bo-Katan, you're actually getting a DX figure that is by far, at least up to date. I think everybody this panel agrees, the best Luke from Hot Toys so far, for sure. But I'm just being real in here, Arnum. I mean, really, $285, Bo-Katan's $285. You got figures that are more, a DX for $285, and you're not forced if you don't want to spend it, Arnum. I agree with you. I want the Darth Vader helmet, but if you don't want it, then just spend $285.
Yeah, and you could probably make a mock-up. I mean, it's not going to be the same, but you could probably find a toy, maybe, you know, for those who want to be creative, find a Darth Vader toy, and as terrible as it sounds, rip off the head, put in a Fison, open it up, put in something, from Fison, a head sculpt or something, and make your own. But this looks as authentic as I've ever seen, and Victoria has seen the actual one in real life. If this one was garbage, she would have said so. This is really a unique opportunity. It's going to be fun having that head, the helmet with his face. That's really cool. I just love it.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. And thank you so much, Ashley Chase, with the $15 drop. Let me go ahead and serve you up. I don't know what table you're at, but I know that Arn probably wants me to fill up table 88 so she could look at Grogu doing this. All right. He's adorable. Adorable. What a freaking time to be a Star Wars fan. And if you just so happen to collect Hot Toys like the three of us in here, you're probably, may I suggest, having a pretty damn good day. Thank you so much, Ashley, for that $15 drop. Absolutely crazy. Good to have the Fat Batman in here. Are you kidding me? Welcome, everybody who's in here. Keep going ahead and communicating on the chat. If I don't get you up on here, I'll keep chatting. I'll try and get you on up for sure. Welcome, everybody who's in here. James says, where is the Bespin Han Solo? Oh, it's coming, baby. It's absolutely coming. And Fat Batman puts up in here, you already know. I hit up our guy, Hawk Wars Toys. Great shout out to Ray. I know he's in the chat for my order. Spilling some coffee, my friend. Great panel, great positivity. Great release. No, I'm right with you. I mean, you talk about spilling, some coffee. That's exactly what I did this morning. I woke up and I did this. I mean, what the heck is this? It is absolutely insane. Thank you so much there, Fat Batman's Collecting Nightmare. I certainly do appreciate your support, and everybody out there with all your super chats and watching here at 6 Scale Cantina Live with Cantina Live. Smash that like button, baby, as we continue to go on. Hawk Wars Toys says, Fat Batman's Collecting Nightmare, my guy. Ashley Chase is at table 18. And, well, if you're at table 18, then you're probably at this table.
Okay. So, you guys seen that Wangas?
Sure you don't want some coffee?
But how about this?
Well, with caution today, because you're probably going to spill it, when you found out about this Bespin. My goodness. So, again, I think with these prices, $345, and looking again, at these pictures here, you talk about the cave scene. Artem, you can see it right there, the way that they're setting that up. Yeah, I gotta have that Darth Vader. And I've got the DX07. I was showing the pictures, but I don't got the Vader head sculpt. What do you think of this base, Artem? I think it looks pretty cool. I'm trying to get a maybe we'll keep going through the pictures, but what do you think of this extra base?
I think it's okay. Like I said before, I feel like it's a little too small. It doesn't mean that it isn't a cool base. I mean, the fact that they even took any effort at all to design something that was more authentic to when he went to the cave. It has a nice kind of like sandy rock look to it.
Here we go.
And we look at those details and we get the impression of where the person is. A lot of times it kind of pours over. It is a nice detail. They took a little bit of effort this time. It doesn't have the ceremonious 2 feet in the sand that we're so accustomed to seeing. I think that someone did think about this, and there is a possibility that in person this base may be very different. Since I am getting it now, I have no choice but to look at it and kind of make a determination. But I think that it's a nice touch. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to provide a Dagobah base. Like, why would they even do something like that? It was thoughtful. So I'm going to say it was a thoughtful thing for them to do. I think it's going to give a lot of, collectors additional displaying opportunities with things that they want. Maybe you'll put Yoda on there. I don't know if there's enough room to, and then, move Yoda out and then put the Vader helmet, with the Luke skull in it. You can do a lot with this. So, it's something to think about. I think it has potential to do a lot. So it was kind of thoughtful for them to do that.
And that's a good point. I don't have the Empire Strikes Back Yoda. I keep looking for a deal on that. That's certainly one on my radar, Artem, on the secondary market. But, maybe it could go, and I think it could with this base, probably go right with it. But yeah, I kind of dig this. I dig the effort, like Artem was saying, Victoria. I really dig the, they could have just gave you that base. Has a pretty cool top to it, and they could have just gave you this apparatus like they did with the Endor sets to kind of flush up against it and press against it. But I love the effort, and I love that it's still coming with the other one, and I really love that it's like nothing like what we've been getting, which is always bland, or I had enough with the footprint with the sand base already, and enough with those great ones are okay, like around the Death Star, they're okay. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, I'm really digging the Vader helmet, but this first, what do you think of this base?
It's all right. It is different from the Yoda base in terms of like the Yoda base is a whole like sculpted, like 3-dimensional piece. It's not like this. This is a regular hexagonal base that's attached to this environment piece that goes to it. So I think I'm just trying to imagine like putting them side by side. It might look a little awkward just given that. I think it would have been nice if they would have gone all out with it. But if you look at it in terms of it just kind of being a bonus, it doesn't have to exist at all. It's something you can use or you cannot use. You are paying the higher price for the deluxe, but you're also getting the other head. So It's nice. I just like to have the options, and I think this is better than what they did with the Gonk droid and the Jawa pack. It was just like a little plastic thing that they put on there, but there's a little more effort put into this, like Aram was saying, so it'll be neat. I can see myself maybe taking it or leaving it in terms of the display, but it is nice to have the choice whether or not you want to use it.
Yeah, and Ashley Chase says, I said table 18 because of my birthday number. Well, I'm not sure if it's your birthday or not, but whatever your birthday is, happy birthday, Ashley Chase. And thank you so much. I love this name. Yoda Pagoda is in here. I wouldn't refuse a reissue. I've missed out on Hot Toys Yodas. Yeah, well, they already reissued one, so hold on to your head and hold on to your hats, because I think that a lot of interesting stuff we're going to dive into will come. Let's continue to go through some of these pictures over there. We talked about this extra base. Let's talk about this extra piece, Artem. And I think that this looks pretty darn good. I don't have the DX07 I had was not the extra deluxe one, the exclusive one that had this. But I think that it's probably even better. But this looks pretty sick, because they're probably using this head sculpt with it, obviously. And then, put it in here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks incredible. As I said, I'm definitely going to have it rolling around. I'm not going to damage it, but it's going to roll around a few times onto maybe the base, or, right near his feet somewhere at some point after he hits another figure. So I'm going to have to recreate that moment a few times, but I really love how it looks. I think it's as shocking. I mean, I remember the moment when I saw, the scene in the story, and I remember saying to myself, why is his face in Darth Vader's? And so, obviously it's the fear of what can happen to him. He doesn't want to go to the dark side, but I'll never forget that moment. This was certainly a moment that was shocking to see. It was shocking. I thought, how could this be? How could Luke's face be in Darth Vader's helmet? And it made an impression. It still has made this impression. I've never forgotten the first time I saw it. And, it's actually kind of like a haunting scene, wasn't it? It's very haunting
Oh, gosh.
part. And, that realization of that possibility for him was there. So I think that this is a home run. Honestly, it's just amazing looking. I just love it, and I can't wait to get it.
Yeah, honestly, if they just released this helmet, I'd buy it, to be quite honest with you. This is just so darn cool. And again, for those that are like, hey, I really don't need that though. I don't need the base. I give them a lot of kudos for giving us the option to just spend $285 for those that are like, okay, I'll pass. That's great. For me, there's no way I could pass on this. So this is a great option. The beautiful thing is, and let's go to the next thing over here, and I'm right with you, single songwriter. It looks like it's right out of the movie. Just add smoke. So all we need is Fabio's cigar. If he lights it, we can have it ignited over there, and you can get that effect. Maybe we'll do that with a wizard interruption. But good to have the single songwriter in here. And the thing, what I'm trying to say, hopefully we can get to the other picture of it, and maybe this one can give us a little bit. But I'm so glad, Victoria, that if I get the DX, that I don't miss out on getting this base, because I dig this base right here. This looks pretty cool. This is different.
It is different. It's unique. And what I like is it seems like in the pictures that back piece with the two little things is can be disconnected from the piece he's standing on.
Yeah.
And I know that, like, I'm thinking of like the Vader one, that for me, that was really hard to figure out how I was going to display that, just because it does take up more room. And I like when pieces like display bases can be customized to some extent, like this looks like it can be, so that if you can't fit something, you just move it, you don't use it, or you re-angle it so that it's maybe there, but it's not where, it would be if it was attached to the base. So options like that, just little things that I feel like really go a long way with Hot Toys when they incorporate them. But yeah, this looks really unique. We've never seen this base. It's very scene specific, and I like that. I don't know if it well, I guess it doesn't light up, but if it did and you had that orange glow in the bottom, maybe that's something you could add on your own, and that would give it a pretty cool effect too.
Yeah, I'm digging this base, and I agree with Victoria. And again, I'm very happy that if I get the DX, which obviously we're getting, that we don't miss out on this because they're giving us that other one from Dagobah.
Yeah, it certainly is a unique base. You know, and of course we're all getting it, so we'll have it. I don't think I would put him on that base. I'd try to recreate it somehow. It just feels too small for me, but it still is a very nice base to have. It certainly is nice looking. It doesn't look bad at all. I just feel like it's a little too small, but in person, you know, these bases do look different. So that is something to consider.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. And listen, with 100 in here, did you smash the like button yet? Please go ahead and do so. Thank you so much. And if this is the first time you're watching 6 Scale Cantina and you don't know who I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I'm serving up all the Bespin Luke DX Hot Toys Talk, along with Victoria from Victoria's Cantina and Rrr from Positive Fandom. What an amazing day in Star Wars Hot Toys history on April 13th. I guess we'll have to mark this day down. Wow. And putting up this question again, if I could put this up on the screen and find it, bear with me here for a second. Someone's asking me again. Okay, let's go to this again. Artem and Victoria. Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, is this head sculpt confirmed different than Mando Luke? And I know we got a lot of people jumping in now versus then. And the one thing that I could tell you for sure is whether it's the same head sculpt or to confirm or not, I really couldn't tell you, honestly, the clay baked mold, if it's the same or not. The one thing I can tell you, and Arlam, I'll let you go with this first. I know we're kind of like recapturing here, but for the people that are coming in that are really want to know this information, whether it's the same clay mold or not, the one thing I can tell you for sure is it looks absolutely nothing like, in my view, at all, anything like that deepfake Luke, which is awesome because it looks just like it's supposed to in Mando. This looks completely like the Luke Skywalker that I would imagine from The Empire Strikes Back, and a tremendous major upgrade from the DX07, which I'll flash up again that I have in hand. But whether it's through paint sculpts or the hair or whatever they did, with the paintbrushes and the way that they do this, it doesn't look anything like that. And quite frankly, forget about that head sculpt. It doesn't look like the head sculpt from the Return of the Jedi Luke. It doesn't look like the head sculpt from the Luke Stormtrooper or the Luke A New Hope either. It just looks like a whole new Luke. And in my view, the best one we've gotten so far.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say, I really do not know if this is different from the Mando Luke.
Yeah.
What I do know is that it doesn't look like the Mando Luke to me. And it is all about the paint on this head sculpt and the hair choices. You know, and I would even go so far to say the expression, but I guess, you know, you can kind of change the expression just a bit with some of the paint choices on a figure. He does look so different to me. He does not look like the Mando Luke, but I can't say for certain this isn't the same head sculpt. I just can't say that. It might be the same.
Yeah, and Victoria, I'm right with Artem. I can't say it either. I mean, it could be the same clay baked head sculpt, to answer Darth Chopper and so many people's question here. And if it is, that's great. But it just, I go, maybe it's the same one as, it's like asking me, is this the same one as a Return of the Jedi Luke? I really don't know. Or even the A New Hope Luke. All I can tell you is it looks like the best Luke that I've seen, which for me is all that matters. I could care less if this is, quite frankly, the Leia head sculpt. It looks great. That's all I could say.
It does. I'm kind of leaning towards it being a brand new sculpt. It doesn't look like any of the other ones. To me, you know, a lot of the time they do kind of tweak existing sculpts just to change them a little bit. To me, it looks like a brand new, totally reworked sculpt. And that is cool. I'm thinking of like the Hoth Luke that's coming out, and that one I think they just reuse the Return of the Jedi Luke head and put like different hair on it or something. This is it's nice when they don't take the shortcuts, and you got to think this needs to be definitive. This is a very specific, very well-known look for Luke. One of his most famous outfits from pivotal moments in The Empire Strikes Back, arguably the greatest Star Wars film, or arguably one of the greatest films of all time. And they needed to nail in. From what we're seeing in these photos, I feel like they did that. There's still ways to go, obviously, until the final product is in hand. All of these photos still say this is the prototype, but if what happened with Ahsoka is any indication, I think that the end result is going to look pretty astonishing based on this.
Yeah, I mean, ladies, if Luke would have walked in Favreau and Filoni's season finale of Mandalorian, season finale, season 2, looking like this, I would have been like, where do you go, to the Fountain of Youth? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like R-Rub, if he would have walked in like this, you would have been like, I think he's kind of a little too young. I mean, and so I'm just being real. I always tell everybody straight. I like a figure. I don't like a figure. It has problems. It don't have problems. It has Phillips head screws. It doesn't have Phillips head screws. I have no idea what sculpt this is, and I honestly don't care. But I care that if he would have walked in the Mandalorian like this, I would have said too young. So agree with some of these comments in here. Max's Geekdom puts in, he's 10 years younger in this version. He sure as hell looks it.
Yeah, as I said before, and I didn't mean to make this sound like he's food or anything, but he looks like a peach. This is his exuberance, his potential, all here in this challenge for his life. And he's not super sweaty, but the hair indicates that he's been sweating. This has been taking some considerable effort for him. And the Mando Luke doesn't have any of that. As I said, I kind of felt like they had slowed the scenes down for the Mando Luke for us to see, for us mere mortals to see, as he defeated those Death Troopers. But here, he's sweating. It's tough for him. This is not an easy endeavor for him. The way that the Mando Luke had, I'm going to say it's easy, but he knew how to handle the situation. And he certainly had the confidence that he was going to win at that moment. So it was a completely different approach to what this character is supposed to look like, what he's feeling, and honestly, what happens next. There was no doubt that after he defeated those Death Troopers that he was going to take Grogu and go. This was, there was no doubt about it. But in this scene, we didn't know it was going to happen, did we? We really were at a loss. Like this, that was part of the excitement of the film, is that we didn't know what was going to happen unless you read the books. Like my brother read the books and knew exactly what's going to happen. But for me, who hadn't read them at that point, the excitement was there. And, but there's also some other elements to it that the Mando Luke just doesn't go through that, and he shouldn't go through that. And so we're expecting to see a very, very different feel. This has a very different feel. In regards to the sweatiness, it's also going to sound kind of weird, but he was kind of sweating a lot, on Dagobah. He kind of, had that situation. And then while he was sort of towards more final moments, I guess, there was some sweating. And I think that if they were going to recreate that, this figure kind of has that feel, like he's on the hot seat, and this is somewhat of a stressful situation. It's not even easy to know where to go with that, but I think they handled it very well. And that's why it looks so good.
Oh, absolutely. And this, with 103 in here, smash the like button. And all my moderators out there, we're getting attacked, like Attack of the Clones, Attack of the Bots. We must be doing something right on here. Go ahead and do me a favor, see if you can ban these bots from here. But look, this is really not even the right clip to play. But let me play this, ladies.
This is where the fun begins.
Because we've already been having fun all freaking day because of this release. I mean, having fun. But let me pull this up on the screen, because what does this mean? And let's have some fun. And Victoria, we'll start with you, because I've got a lot of messages today from other channel creators. I also got messages from people in this chat. I was talking back and forth with Single Songwriter, who I know is watching, and shout out to you again, single songwriter. And I was talking to some content creators and the same thing. I feel like this is a clear message with this coming out on April 13th that Howard is saying, by the way, we're going to take things out of the graveyard. The things that they've teased this twice. This was teased all the way back, like in the days where they teased the Poe Dameron figure, the Baze Malvis figure, that C-3PO figure that was worn out before the one from The Force Awakens. Then they went ahead and they teased it again. But, I brought up a point, Victoria, and we could talk all about this, that they didn't come out with a lot of those figures during the dark times. Hasbro, which because you deal a lot with the Black Series, they didn't want to make any more Last Jedi figures. Forget about Rise of Skywalker. Then no one wanted to touch anything during that controversy. It was like, don't touch. Then we got into COVID, which was all about supply issues and how much can we produce and how much can you let, and every company dealing with it. Now we're coming out of that a little bit. There's a tremendous amount of backlash with supply issues and that type of thing. That's a different subject, still correlated to it. But listen, I feel like there's a clear message that these figures out of the graveyard are coming. We could talk about what that means for May 4th, but besides May 4th, when you look at some of these other figures here, let's dive into it. And, I'll start really with the second row, going to the third row is first. You see in there Battle Droid, the 212, Kit Fisto, Padme. Just talking about that, I feel like there's no doubt. If you look at Padme, my goodness, it's just a clear sign that it's coming, especially with the Obi-Wan series coming. I mean, you talk about Luke. This is Luke's mom. This is Leia's mom. This is Darth Vader's, woman from before he turned Darth Vader. This is one that they teased as well that we never got.
Yeah, this is the time. This is the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, and these have been on coming soon for some time now. Kit Fisto, I think that's based more on his Revenge of the Sith look, but Padme for sure. That is something that is a main character. It's a woman character. It's long overdue. So I really hope that we're getting to the point where they finally move forth with blogger photos or an official soliciting a pre-order or something, because it's definitely past time. But yeah, they have a backlog, and obviously Mandalorian has been taking a lot of their resources lately, and a lot of our collecting resources too, if you're buying a lot of these. But there's so much to Star Wars. I think it's one of the great things about it is that there's such a wide variety of content at this point in time after all these decades, and they can pick from all these different eras and give you those options as a collector, as a consumer. And it is cool that there are all these prequel figures in here because those have been far and few between. We've gone a few here and there. Mostly the focus has been on clones as of late, which are awesome. But we need some of the big heavy players from the Star Wars saga, and Padme is probably one of the last holdouts that hasn't been done in any capacity from Hot Toys, and C-3PO, of course. But definitely Padme. We need her, and hopefully, with the anniversary being this year, we'll finally get the official announcement for her.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I totally agree with everything you said and about Padme. And Arlo, I'm going to you. She is a huge piece. She is one of the major stars in 3 films: The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, again, Luke and Leia's mom, again, Anakin's better half. There's going to be a whole lot that we're going to dive into, and he's probably still going to be dealing with the effects of thinking of what, that he killed Padme back, in this upcoming series. And when you look at some of these here, I feel like we're knocking stuff off the list. Remember when Axe was in here, Artem? Remember when Casca Reeves was in here? Check off, check off. Remember when Fennec was in here? Check it off. Remember just till yesterday that the Bespin Luke was in here. Check that off. those are 4 figures to check off. You've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars. Will that be a check off? You've got Cobb Vanth. Will that be a check off? You've got the Super Battle Droid. Can that be a check off now? How about the Battle Droid? How about the 212? How about Kit Fisto? How about Padme? Just staying with these. There has been 4 that have been checked off all this year. I really feel like with this Bespin Luke, there's no doubt Padme's coming.
Yeah, she's long overdue. And of course, they've given us a preview, but I hope that we get more than one figure of Padme at some point. But I don't think it's too much to ask, because as Victoria said, she was in 3 films, and she has had a profound effect over, the franchise. She, the one that they're showing you, let's say in the picture above, has, when she's sort of like doing fighting scenes and everything. But I also want to see other renditions of her, either if they haven't already been released, but re-released. We certainly should have when she was queen. That should be kind of like a grail figure as far as I'm concerned. And then, of course, the one with the dress that maybe has been cosplayed by every woman in America. My mother even has that dress, and she's 85. The one where she marries Anakin. We definitely need to have that too. So, there's a huge wish list for me in that character. And, maybe they'll even throw in some of the girl who doubles for her and tries to protect her.
Keira Knightley, I'd love it. I'd love it.
Why not? There's no reason why not. And it was a huge part of the story. This wasn't even sort of like a side story. This was pretty much like one of the main stories in it. So I think it would be great. There's even a scene, and Victoria probably and Aries, you both remember when she has her hair done like Princess Leia. And I definitely want to get something where her hair is done like that. In fact, my jaw dropped when I saw that in the original film. I was like, oh my God, she has that hairstyle. So the excitement is there. Like, it's still there. And I think that there's a lot of potential with a figure like this, but let's not just do one, because she deserves a few additions, at least 2 or 3, in my opinion. And it is very funny that The Mandalorian happened to come out, I guess maybe a month before the last film that came out, and it kind of did hijack things a little bit. But I think that sometimes you need momentum to keep things going and get new fans, get things interesting, shake it up a little bit. We don't know what the franchise is going to be like in the next 10 years. We just don't know. Mm-hmm. But what I do know is that it would be just really a shame if we don't get these figures issued that they keep announcing. We really need to at least see some kind of a run for some of these announcements. A lot of them are from characters that, was it 25 years ago, 40 years ago? We've been waiting that long for this stuff. I'm still waiting for certain figures. So I think that, it does make sense to go ahead and issue something like this. Like I said, I never thought I'd get a Lando. I never thought I'd get that figure. And after I ordered it and my mother realized what it was, she was like, you have to order me one. So she got one too. This is what's happening. My mother is 85 years old, and she always wanted that character,
She knows Lando. That was,
Yes. And so, I think that we're going to be seeing these special items coming out that people have just wanted all this time. It's been on their list of things that they want, and very important to these stories. Certainly Padme deserves better.
I did get an incredible amount of messages and sending voice messages, back and forth. And, plug out there also, I was talking to Lael today, 1/6 Scale Man. I will be on his show a little bit later tonight. I know we're both completely over the moon on this release. It's what we've been waiting for. I will be on there at the 9:15 hour, so don't forget, everyone in here, to tune into that tonight for that as well. And Lael and I have a special announcement as well that we're going to state on that show together. And but I'm telling you right now, I feel like that Howard sent a clear message here, ladies, that, hey, there's no reason for me to put this out now. I'm not a dummy. I know May 4th is coming. I know how much this means. I've been told, I've gotten all the notices, how much May 4th needs. I really feel like this is a clear message saying, hey, I said this was going to come out. We were going through a lot of things. Let me put this one out. It looks so good. And I think it's almost like a sign. Like you read signs that, hey, not only these figures that I just flashed up on the screen are coming, but some figures that were teased in a way that we didn't get, like the Bespin Han that was teased with the Bespin Leia, or C-3PO, which isn't no longer up, on there. They teased two of them before, or the Airborne Trooper, which is also not up on Sideshow, or that Baze Malbus, because remember, they're coming out with Rogue One figures as well. I was talking about that with Fabio on the last two Monday Night Raws, Victoria. So let's talk a little bit about what this means, because I don't think that any three of us really know, but I think we're both pretty savvy in the world and business, and we can both kind of decipher a little bit. This wasn't like Howard woke up, Victoria, was like, what a morning. Let's just go ahead and release the Bespin Luke. Let me get my coffee. I mean, I think this was carefully planned. And I'm really excited for the future. And I think that this opens up floodgates. But let's talk about it. What do you think, Victoria?
Yeah, it can't be, what does Qui-Gon say in Phantom Menace? Nothing happens by chance. There was definitely some motivating factor for it to be announced today, especially with, as you were noting earlier, May 4th isn't too far away. Star Wars Celebration isn't too far away. If you're coming out with the big guns like Luke right now, then you have something pretty big and exciting, very imminent. And I don't know what that is. Only the Hot Toys wizard knows what that is. But I'm excited. I can tell you that. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. And, I'll be honest with you both. If we don't get any legacy figures on May 4th because of what they did today, I'm really not disappointed. I mean, I've been waiting for this so long. Don't even make me wait till May 4th week. You want to give it to me today? That's great. All right, if this was just happenstance, he did just wake up in the morning and he yelled out a big yawn and he just made a phone call and said, put this one out. And there's no rhyme or reason to it whatsoever, which I really don't believe in business. I'm still fine with it because they actually gave me this. They gave you this. They gave Victoria this. They gave everybody in the chat something we've been so covered. This is the quintessential character in Star Wars is Luke Skywalker. You could argue Darth Vader, but really it's Luke for me. But I just have to believe that there is some type of underlying message, and maybe it won't happen May 4th week, and that's fine because we got this now. But I feel like whether it's May 4th, June 4th, July 4th, whenever, I feel like now, because I don't know, must just be, why isn't this Cad Bane today? Why not Cad Bane today? Why not Krrsantan today? Why not Cobb Vanth today? Why not Grief Karga today? Why not another trooper today? Why this today?
Yeah, it wasn't an accident. A Luke release is not an accident. It was a calculated, planned event right before, May 4th, right before Star Wars Celebration. We should expect more like this, I think. I think that it's a sign of things to come. It's going to be good. Expect announcements and a lot of surprises and things that we have been wanting for a long time, but we haven't gotten. So it was not an accident. It was a very calculated release. And the response is amazing. I think that when Luke appeared in the Book of Boba Fett, the response at that appearance was not the same as when he was at the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian. But then they gave us this figure. This figure has everything that we wanted in a figure like this. And so it shows that we still have interest in the original IP in its original form. And they want to give us what we saw originally. And I like that they're doing that.
Listen, you are watching Cantina Live. There's 107 in here. Did you smash the like button yet, baby? I have got Artem from Positive Fandom. I've got Victoria from Victoria's Cantina. Let me know what table you're at. One thing I could say right now, panel members, we have to fill up Grogu at table 5. He's thirsty. And for those sitting at the cold table, which is table 44, I played the Tauntaun earlier, but you also got Han and Chewie and Finn there as well.
Oh, really? You're cold?
But that figure, that Bespin Luke is hot. It is so hot. How much, Victoria, does the storm that's going away, and the storm that I'm talking about was the storm of The Last Jedi, whether you like it or not, Rise of Skywalker, you like it or not, you like the Solo movie or not, those are very tough times for Star Wars on the internet anyway. So much divisiveness. It was toxic. That's the word, toxic. And people weren't putting out merchandise. Oh boy. Those clouds seem to have dissipated. And really, there's not even a movie. There's not, you got the Doctor Strange movie coming out for Marvel. You had that epic No Way Home movie for Spider-Man that just came out. You had the awesome, Black Widow movie that came out. You had one show, Mandalorian, with 2 seasons, and you got Book of Boba Fett. And there's so much stir on Star Wars. Imagine when we get a movie, or another trilogy. How much does that the gray skies have gone away and it's blue skies and it's Grogu Mania, the new Mickey Mouse? Is there a resurgence with people wanting to buy Star Wars stuff? Are you seeing that with the other things that you collect, Victoria? Does that play into part where Howard's like, or in the past, like, now we can't, I got to put out the Mandalorian because of Disney. Who wants this Luke from way back when? Star Wars is dead. I think this is a clear sign that he's showing, hey, we're committed to these OT characters because we have data that suggests you're very interested, and this is the money symbol. You're going to buy it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, any business like this, like Hasbro, like Lego, they're following the money. What is it that people want right now? And they want Star Wars. Prequels, Clone Wars, original trilogy, Mandalorian. It's all good. The clouds have definitely dissipated. The Mandalorian has done wonders for the public perception of Star Wars, not just us and those who are aware of all that stuff you're talking about that happened on social media and online in recent years, but the public at large that even is oblivious to it. They are reinvigorated for Star Wars based on the Mandalorian and all it has added to the whole Star Wars story. And there's a lot of good Star Wars to go around. And, you mentioned Hasbro earlier. Across the board, demand is up. This started in 2020 during the pandemic. Demand didn't go down. It went up just across the board. You had things selling out. And even for Hot Toys, some things were made in smaller numbers, but you had stuff selling out before pre-orders were even fulfilled. Things like Director Krennic, things like Han Mud Trooper. And we're still seeing that with other companies too. Hasbro is consistently selling stuff out. Pre-orders are still hard to secure for exclusive products. Thankfully with Hot Toys, that's not too much of an issue, but they're still selling things in very high numbers. And there's really not a whole lot that's been lingering on Sideshow's site. Stuff tends to sell through pretty well. There are some exceptions, of course, that have been lingering from certain aspects of Star Wars. But by and large, there's a lot of demand out there. And it's wise for Hot Toys to be capitalizing on that by giving different aspects of Star Wars to the consumer buying public. And, this Luke makes a lot of sense. This is the right time for it. It's never a bad time. I feel like for an original trilogy character, especially a beloved one. You were saying Luke's like the main central force in Star Wars. I agree. And, it's really nice that this was finally announced. And I hope that they keep the momentum going. May is an important month, especially this May, not just, any May is important for Star Wars. This May is huge. You have May 4th, you have Celebration, you have the Obi-Wan series. There's going to be ripe opportunities here to announce new product, and I'm all here for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And welcoming people that are coming in here. Brother Cousins is in the house. Good to have Jay in here. Jay also says, shout out to this wonderful panel. I totally agree with that need for Padme. Good to have him in here. Welcome everybody who's in here. Good to have EDU in here as well. What is going on? Welcome in here. Good to have the Dadable in here. We have the OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars saying, I don't know, I'm with you. That yellow floral dress with her hair in buns would be dynamite. Red Queen gown, also, of course. Artem, do you know what would break the internet? I've talked about this before. Do you know if we actually got the Queen Amidala, from the Phantom Menace? And then, you talked about the decoy, Keira Knightley, and you had like a DX version. I think that has Hot Toys written all over it. That would be a shock. I mean, I don't think it'd be a shock like this. I think people would wake up in the morning and be like, what the? But I would dig it. I know all three of us would buy that in a heartbeat. But that was like, when I think of the Phantom Menace, I do circle back to Darth Maul. I do circle back to Qui-Gon Jinn, Liam Neeson, right? But I always just got the Queen's image in my head. That was a pivotal part of that movie, that disguise, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. And of course she represented, let's say the Republic when it existed. And, there was a lot of great hope as her being, the queen and being able to be part of the Senate, so to speak. So, there's that other part too. I mean, after all, she was a politician, a fighter, she falls in love with a Jedi. Wow, this woman's amazing. What a life she's leading. Certainly, she deserves some credit for trying to keep the peace. And the other things I wanted to say, to add to what Victoria was saying, is that, she was featured heavily in the Clone Wars as well. So in addition to the original trilogy, we got all this extra information about her. And then it was kind of like, well, why aren't we seeing her? Why aren't we seeing a figure of her? Knowing how pivotal she was, especially during the Clone Wars, she deserves to have more representation for that, at least a figure or two that we could kind of look at that. So I kind of think that since they gave us so much more about her and her personality and her involvement in what was going on, they got enhanced by the Clone Wars. It made the desire for her even greater. And I'm really happy that they decided to feature her more in that, because she just was so important to the story.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And continuing to say hi to everybody who's coming in. Max's Geekdom says, I think the storm is completely gone in regards to the Star Wars controversy. No, I agree. And seeing so much in the chat as well. Starkiller says, Mandalorian has helped repair Star Wars as long as they stay away from the sequels. And Mary Sullivan says many happy days are here again for Star Wars. No, I do agree. The collector number one says, totally agree indeed. I do. I do feel like that's all gone, all from a little show that, quite frankly, it was hard to go out to the movie theaters, right, ladies, when we had COVID. So that streaming really helped. But still, it's not a movie. It's a show on television. There's 2 seasons. You got the Book of Boba Fett season, and you've got Obi-Wan series coming out. You got the Andor series coming out. You got the second season of the Bad Batch. You got Mandalorian season 3, Ahsoka series next year, possibly the Lando series. Can't wait for all the information that's going to come out of Celebration. We don't even have a darn trilogy yet. If they continue to do a good job, I think that Star Wars can be. It's so huge right now. They've got amusement parks erected to them in Disneyland and in Disney World. I just feel like now, going back to this screen, that it's not so far-fetched. Oh, they got to concentrate on these series. They could concentrate on this other stuff. They can certainly concentrate on Kit Fisto, because right now, Victoria, you have like a Venomized Groot that's up, for Marvel. You have a zombie, whatever the heck it is, Deadpool. You've got this, you've got that, because everybody loves Marvel. So, they could put out whatever they want. I think for Star Wars now, certainly they can do the same thing. And certainly a Kit Fisto, no offense to have venomized anything, is an actual character, a character of the Jedi Council. This would sell like crazy. It's a Jedi, it would go. I don't think that this is so far-fetched now where they're worried, Star Wars is in a bad place, can't put out a Kit Fisto. I absolutely think, especially at a time where we need a lot more pre-orders for Star Wars in 2-3 years to come, because this Luke actually only makes 5 for 2023. But I don't think this is so far-fetched.
No, not at all. One of the coolest things that we got out of the prequel trilogy was Jedi. Not Obi-Wan, not Anakin, which they're great. Obviously, Qui-Gon is great, but just the background Jedi that occasionally you get a little bit more screen time than others, but are also pivotal at certain moments, such as the Emperor taking over the galaxy and the Clone Wars and all those moments. And Kit Fisto was one of the more prominent ones. There were others too, of course. Ayla Secura be an awesome one. Plo Koon would be great. Say a C-10, any of the ones that confronted Palpatine during that whole encounter. But Kit Fisto, we did see him in 2 movies, and a very prominent Jedi. Even if we didn't really get to know Kit Fisto until the Clone Wars. So I don't think that they're far-fetched at all. I think that they're doable. I think that once we get Padme, that'll kind of complete the trinity of the prequel trilogy, even though they could obviously do more versions of Obi-Wan or Anakin or Padme. But Jedi figures, I think, are within the realm of possibility and would probably do reasonably well.
Yeah, and this is actually very interesting, Victoria and Arlom. I don't know if either of you've heard this. The single songwriter said Giancarlo Esposito, Moff Gideon kind of spilled the beans, saying that they will announce Mando Season 3 coming sometime this summer. Wow, I thought it was going to be towards the end of the year. Did any of you hear that? What do you think about that? We'll start with you, Arlom. That would be, I'm fine with it. Bring it on.
Yeah, I'm fine with it too. Of course, I was looking forward to an announcement at Star Wars Celebration. I'm not going to lie. I thought maybe they would announce it there or something. And it's okay. It doesn't have to be at Star Wars Celebration that we find this out. But, we knew Mandalorian Season 3 was going to be coming anyway. And, I'm fine with hearing it announced. We know that they wrapped up filming already, and I guess maybe they're in post-production or something, but I'm certainly looking forward to the new season. And in regards to some of these Mandalorian characters and the figures, they're popular because they're building off the popularity of the original figures. The Mandalorian was popular because of what we learned about Boba Fett, and even though he has said that he's not a Mandalorian, there's the lore that's associated with it, and we think it's cool. And that's why, at least for me, I follow it, because I do have this attachment, or at least feel like Boba Fett, has that culture, and we all think he's cool and we want to be like him. So this is, something that really should be noted, and how it's piggybacking off of it. And come on, Grogu is, this reincarnation of our dear beloved Master Yoda, who, none of us could get enough of. And we saw that in the Clone Wars too, where they just continued his story. And we learned so much more about him. So, it is kind of a bit of a nostalgia show. And, I think I always remember that when I watch it, because I'm like, well, I kind of do like this, but it does remind me of, the original stories too sometimes. So I think that that's kind of important to mention, when you're kind of looking at the Mandalorian series, and people are reliving that, and they got the figures out quickly, didn't they? They came out pretty quick, right? We got a ton of them. So now all of a sudden you have access to even more figures than you hadn't thought you'd ever have to a Star Wars series, because they knew that they would sell because it was so popular. So this is something that I think is very important to note, is that they struck while the iron was hot with something that was based off of what I consider the original IP, heavily based off of the lore, reminded us a lot of that. I think that's why it was so popular, but it certainly doesn't discount the impression that the original series has had on us. Even the prequel series, which has changed, for many of us. I'm still not that fond of the pod race, but it doesn't really matter because this was just something. Well, I was just so surprised. I didn't know it was going to be in the film. I said, gee, this is kind of a big chunk of the film.
Mhm.
And, I guess maybe I just was so disgusted that the Jedi allowed this to happen. I mean, there are a lot of emotions that you feel in those prequel films because there was a lot of things that happened that weren't so nice. And
Yep.
so if that was their intention to tell that story, to relate, the injustices of the galaxy, they succeeded, regardless of any kind of missteps that they had. It's something that, we're still building off of that. So
It's such an awesome time. So let's get to a couple of these things. And I don't know, I'm going to stay with you with this. Everyone was waiting for this Bespin Luke, and it came out of nowhere. We're trying to figure out what's going to come May 4th. Something's going to come May 4th. Who knows what it'll be? Maybe it'll be another one of the Bad Batch. Last year it was Echo. Maybe you get Wrecker. Maybe it's someone else. Who knows what it's going to be? Probably a multitude. We actually got 6 figures from Hot Toys that week, but Sideshow took the cake with the Grievous. But right now we got this Bespin Luke. But there's another figure. There's a couple. But there's another figure that everybody's like, where is it? When am I going to spill my coffee? When am I going to wake up and it's there? And if there's actually something that it ties into, that's coming out for Star Wars very quickly. Let me ask your opinion on this. Is this one, in your view, because we got this Bespin Luke today, one that's got to be coming by or before the start of this Obi-Wan series? Do you think that now this is a clear sign that Hot Toys, Howard will say, this is coming?
I do believe that. And I also think that when the series ends, we're going to get the 1/4 scale figure of Obi-Wan as well.
Oh.
So kind of like what they did with the Book of Boba Fett, where we got a lot of releases, although Boba Fett was piggybacked onto the Mandalorian a little bit, but then we got that 1/4 scale Boba Fett. That's maybe one of the best 1/4 scale figures I've ever seen. So yes, I do believe that it's coming. And I think after the series is over, maybe at Celebration, they'll show a prototype of the 1/4 scale Obi, and no one will know what they're looking at until they say, gee, that looks like a 1/4 scale Obi. I mean, it could be something as fun and exciting as that. But yes, it seems to make sense that we're going to see it. Any figure you make of Ewan is always going to look great because he's an amazing looking person, and the character is so attractive. It's impossible not to like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I sure hope the series, does tell us a different side of him, but I don't want them to make him unlikable to us. He's an incredible person, and, I think he deserves, that kind of accolade, even when the chips are down, perhaps in this series. So I'm hoping we do see him here. It would be perfect timing. Something else I did want to mention is that while it's true that we've gotten a lot of the Bad Batch, I still want my Omega figure. And I know she may not have been as popular with some people, but I want to get that figure. So I'm kind of waiting. People have said that should be released with Wrecker. I just want an Omega figure. So that's something else I had to throw out there.
Well, I think you're going to get Omega. And I think, listen, until we stop buying Clone Wars figures, they're going to keep making them. And I think with them putting out the Bespin Luke today, and in the way that they did it, Artem, we're going to be getting they have to fill up some of these pre-orders for the future, and not to get into all the stuff that's in stock and when they're going to release it. I went over that in great detail with Fabio on Monday. I'll be getting into that more. But exactly what's happening here is pretty much how I thought this was going to play out. Although I was really thinking that they were going to do this May 4th week, which really got me thinking, what the heck is going on? Maybe this is it, Victoria. Because listen, you know this as well. The Clone Wars Anakin was supposed to be released by March 31st or before. It's April 13th. We don't get this, but we get Bespin Luke. I feel like this is going to be coming any minute. but maybe they're waiting for May 4th week with this. I could see this as a May 4th week, but I really see this because we need this for the Anakin. We need this to go, with the Ahsoka, with the Clone Wars Ball, with the 501st Troopers, with Captain Rex, with the Coruscant Guard. I mean, you can't have that collection and not come out with this, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. And, I just keep going thinking it has to be tied into the series. There's rumors about the series and what we might see in terms of it. Does it completely take place in Obi-Wan's present time in the series? Does he move around in terms of the timeline? There could be something tied to that, behind the scenes, going on that we'll just never know about until it actually gets announced. But yeah, the Anakin is kind of the big piece, right? Like that is definitely something that people have pre-ordered a long time ago. So I think it's coming. It's just, you got to assume that they're going to be releasing an Obi-Wan 2 from this show specifically.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so it's maybe they're trying to space them out a little bit so that they're not all being announced at once. I'm not sure. But I have to think it has something to do with the series. But I think we'll get it at some point. Will it be exactly as it appears in this picture? That I'm not sure. But I do think we'll get it at some point, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah, you know what's interesting, Victoria? We and Artem, we actually have 3 Lukes on pre-order right now, if you think about it. We got this one today. We got the 40th Snowspeeder pilot Luke, and we've got the Luke for the Mandalorian. And I actually think that that's apropos. You've got 3 Captain Marvels out there. You've got, over 20 Spider-Mans. How many Iron Mans? My goodness. But you got it's Luke Skywalker. So I was kind of saying that, hey, everybody, there's going to come a time where you're probably the way Star Wars is going. Again, to my point, one of the core character for Star Wars, Luke, you might get 3 to 5 up at one point. He's not exactly a dud. And honestly, with Obi-Wan, and you talk about a good-looking character, and obviously they're putting a lot of stock into him. They're coming out with a limited series with him starring in it. I don't see it out of the realm of possibility, like Luke, like Captain Marvel, that you could have 2 or even 3 up for pre-order on the same time. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. And God knows we've waited so long for this Obi series. My last check was it's got to be about 3 years. That might be the one we've waited the longest for whatever reason, with it being delayed or moved around or rewritten or whatever the situation was. This is the one that I think we all thought was going to come first out of the gate. So, to have it now, I'm almost thinking maybe this will be like a renaissance for Obi. Not that he needs one, but certainly he can get the recognition that he deserves for everything he's done. And we can learn a little bit more about him. There's absolutely no reason why we're not going to get a bunch of figures from this series. Traditionally, what we've been seeing from the Mandalorian series, from the Boba Fett series, is that figures will be issued. So we should expect, Obi-Wan. We should expect some Inquisitors and more figures down the line from this series for sure.
Well, everybody that's in here, what an epic day for Star Wars Hot Toys, and dare I say, an epic day for Star Wars. My goodness gracious. I'm going to get ready here to go on Lael's show it a little bit. Let's wrap it up, ladies. This has been so much fun. I'm coming on the 2-hour and 45-minute mark. I'm going to look to try and wrap this up at 9 o'clock here. And again, everybody in here, I will be on the 1/6 scale man at 9:15. We're going to have fun on there tonight. But let's just get final thoughts. Victoria, going to you. Let me just get your final thoughts on this figure and putting up this shot. How epic. What did you feel when you saw this morning? And give us your final thoughts.
Yeah, my final thoughts. I was excited when I saw this morning. I was excited yet last night when I saw that the pre-order was up with no pictures. I'm like, oh, where are the pictures? But actually getting to see what he looks like, and presumably the final product will look very similar to this. A lot to be excited about here. Luke looks better than ever. Hot Toys is continuing to evolve and continuing to be able to give their characters more personality, a little bit more depth. And I think that that is certainly the case with this Luke. Everything about it looks good. The hot toy, the outfit on him looks tailored very well. It doesn't look too bulky. It doesn't look too like it looks just right. It looks very proportionate. The deluxe option is nice. Getting that base, getting the Vader helmet with Luke's face in there is great. Everything about it is very satisfying and very exciting. And, a little bit of a bummer. We have to wait as long as we're going to have to wait to get him. But just knowing that he's coming, that he's going to look as good, good things are worth waiting for. Truly an exciting release, truly an exciting day.
Yeah, I'm putting this up on the screen just real quick. A Thick Tank Thomas. Do you guys think the DX is worth it? Yeah, we actually talked about this a little bit earlier in the show, my friend, and our general thoughts really were that for $345, it's kind of the same difference between, you got to go back and research. The original DX07 exclusive that had the Vader head sculpt was around $50, $75 more just for the head sculpt. So it's the same thing today, many, 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 many years later. So if it's $285, if you don't want the head sculpt, go spend $285 like Bo-Katan. You get a lot with it. It's a DX. You get the rolling eye function. You get all the stuff with it. You get the light up lightsaber. You get an amazing base there. Go for it. But for $30 for a head sculpt and $30 for an extra base, I say it's worth it for $345. Arlem, your final thoughts on this, girl, and what did you feel like when you first saw this morning? That was the last question. Go.
Yeah, I agree with everything Victoria said. I couldn't have said it any better than what she said. What I do want to say is, it makes me fall in love with Mark Hamill all over again. Because I remember seeing him as Luke and thinking he was incredible, but he's also a very good looking guy. And they captured so much of the beauty of him as a young man in this figure. He looks stunning. And, I think anybody who has a figure made of themselves that looks like this would be very proud of the job that they've done. It's like going back in time and seeing the film for the first time. It's that experience, that whole thing was just incredible. He was such a great actor in these films. Certainly this captures a lot of that, and we're still talking about it so many years later. I've just fallen in love all over again with Luke here, and I'm just so excited to see it when it does arrive.
Absolutely. Wow. What a darn day. What a night. It is absolutely just so epic. And I get to do it again on Lail's channel, and I can't wait for it. What a day. Victoria, thank you so much for dropping in. Let's find out what's going on your channel. I think I'm going to be dropping by your channel soon. I know we have a date or something set. You have a great channel over there. You always have a tremendous, I think you renamed Cantina Hour on Friday nights at 11 p.m. to a different name. Go. Tell us what's going on your channel.
Sure. Yeah. So first of all, Aries, Arm, it's been a pleasure being with you both. Thanks for talking to me. Always a blast. And so we're working on some stuff, some reviews. I've been showcasing some of my dioramas in the collection. Cantina Chatter podcast. It's back next week. This is going to be its 7th year running. So I'm really excited to get that show back. And we have a Cantina Social Hour on Friday nights. It's generally different guests each week, sometimes 2 guests, lots of repeats. And Aries, you're on the schedule for the coming weeks. And this Friday, I have Nerdzoic, who's another YouTube reviewer, produces awesome content, has his own toy store as well that he where he sells stuff. So really looking forward to that. And Aram, we'll have to get you on the show at some point as well.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd love that. Thank you, Victoria.
Of course. Thank you both. Thank you, everybody in the chat too.
Yeah, and please go ahead and subscribe to Victoria at Victoria's Cantina. Is it possible that I have the link to Victoria's Cantina in the video description below? And I say, Come on. Of course I do. Make sure you subscribe to her. We're going to get to I don't know what's going on over there. Dante, the man of hot collectibles, is in the house. What is going on? Hello, everyone. Super late. I know, but never late to say hi to Aries and his amazing panel tonight. And I think that Dante is doing a show like in a few minutes, like right after we're going to end here. Go ahead and definitely check him out. Everybody's going nuts today with this. And so go ahead and check Dante out, the man of hot collectibles, my good friend. And I'll be on his show this coming Friday as well. Another plug to Dante, 8:30. Don't forget that as well. But good to have Dante in here. And you can subscribe to Dante as well. I have the link to him at 6 Scale Cantina, as well as Victoria's Cantina, as well as Positive Fandom. So what is going on, and listen, I talked about this in the beginning. I really dig your Sunday brunch with Russ. You know that I've been on there every week. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, guys, I have my own YouTube channel called Positive Fandom. I also stream on Twitch under the name Positive Fandom. And I have a show on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time called the Positive Fandom Parlay Brunch, where we talk everything that's going on in the fandom. And of course, I share everybody's views along as the show goes on. So it is a lot of fun. Please do stop by, say hello. Aries, you've stopped by several times, and it is always fun to see all the collectors, having their say and enjoying each other's comments and things like that. On Monday nights, you can find me streaming with Lorraine Creole on Toxic Femininity at 8 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes on Wednesdays and Thursdays, you can find me on the 1/6 Scale Man Network, either on Say What or Uncivilized Scoundrels. I'm also doing a special series with Lorraine Creole. We just finished our Reacher review series, and now we're going to be doing a Toxic Masculinity series, which is actually about, it's not a bad show. It's a show where we talk about male stars that we love, that are fantastic. So it's sort of like we're praising the men in entertainment, and they certainly do deserve that. On Friday afternoons at 12 p.m. Eastern, you can find me on Midnight's Edge in the Morning with Tom and Andre. On Friday nights as well at midnight, actually Saturday morning, you can find me on the PGS, the Post Geek Singularity, which is formerly the Burnett Work, with Robert Meyer Burnett and Lael Rockwell on our show Midnight Musings. So there's a lot to check out, guys. And of course, I'm going to be going to Star Wars Celebration, and I plan on streaming from there, although I haven't worked out all the particulars, Aries, but there will be some streaming going on.
Well, that is awesome. Awesome for sure. And this has been a lot of fun. We got to do this again. You've been on, but I've had you and I've had Victoria on as well. And we've also there for a minute, but we're going ahead and we're ending anyway. So this was a lot of fun. I love collaborating with the both of you. And what an epic day. This is great.
Yeah, Aries, I love coming on your show. You're always fantastic to talk to. It's always wonderful to be on this panel. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, absolutely. Can't wait to have you back on again. Let's keep it going. And listen, I also have the link to Positive Fandom at 6scalecantina.com. Look, we've already gotten 20,000 unique views at 6scalecantina.com. It is absolutely crazy. That was the main thing when I started this, just flashing this up onto the screen. If you don't have it bookmarked, please go ahead and consider doing so. You see one of the tabs on the right, the resources and links page. You can get a link to Positive Fandom with right there. You can get a link to Victoria's Cantina in there as well. And obviously, everybody else within here, including everyone in the 6 Scale community. And if I don't have you in there, please reach out. As you can see, the market value chart for Marvel is under construction. And if you like what you heard here today, you may want to consider becoming a Cantina Insider. Go ahead and visit the website. You see this little pink banner on the right side, and you get the exclusive Sunday coffee now live with Aries. As an insider member, every Sunday after the market chart show, you can join me for an insider exclusive. You get other insiders live. You see the banners there. Crazy unboxings, shows by the Hot Toys Wizard, all kinds of crazy stuff. Just hit that little join button in the channel. See everything that it comes with, and if you think you could benefit from it, go ahead and join the channel. And don't forget to subscribe as well to 6 Scale Cantina. I so very much appreciate your support. I'm going to go ahead now and spill some coffee a little bit later, 9:15, on the 1/6 Scale Man Lail Show. So don't go ahead and look for me on there. Don't forget to go there. And I'll end it like this, which I don't really want to end, but you got to end at some point with a day like today. I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.